Okay. We are good. We're good for real. Sorry about the hiccups there, boys. Just wanted to make sure I got her working properly. Alright, now we can play the game. Let's see, where do we leave off? No. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. Okay. Let's just jump right into it. When we left off, Sari had a bad dream, and we tried to help her out. And now we will see what the ramifications of that are. This might end in disaster. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Hope everyone's been having a good time while I've been away. I do apologize for not streaming for a couple days, but I had some life stuff to take care of. It's been about 2 weeks since that nightmare caused Sayuri to have a breakdown. By this point in our relationship, I've really started to see what Mom warned me about. I didn't realize how bad the bad days would be. We've had a few therapy sessions since then. As I was hoping, the sessions went smoothly. Well, as smoothly as they could go, I guess. Along with her doctor prescribing her antidepressants, the therapist has given Sayuri a diary, which she's meant to use by recording her happy and sad thoughts. By recording her sad thoughts, he's working with her to see whether those thoughts are supported by facts, basically trying to challenge her depressive thinking. I'm no expert, but it looks to me like that's the kind of therapy she needs. It's not been as simple as it might seem, but to me, it looks like steady, but sure, progress. To say the least, it's a huge relief. She's also tentatively mentioned that she'd like to start going to sessions alone, although she isn't quite at that stage yet. She said she'd see how she feels by the time the next ones come around. Still, it's been really interesting to see what therapy really entails. Definitely an eye-opening experience. On the other hand, I think the other club members' girls are starting to get a little more suspicious. There have been a few days where Sayuri's suppressive moods became a little more apparent in school, and they were concerned for her. Still, Sayuri maintained her walls. I felt bad about how in the dark the other girls were, but it isn't my position to say what's going on. Hopefully Sayuri will be comfortable telling them in her own time. Also, given how it's now February, I've had to pay a little more attention to school matters, namely the end of the semester next month. Sakurai has also been talking to students about their future plans. It's scary to think that next year is my final school year. He wants to see me after the lesson ends, so for what feels like the first time in forever, I've started to think about what I want to do after I leave school. As the bell rings, he calls me over. You have the same look that I had on my face when my homeroom teacher wanted to talk to me about my post-school plans. I appreciate his sense of humor in the situation. He's always been efficient at helping me feel at ease, especially in situations where I feel out of my depth. If you don't know what you want to do, I wouldn't worry about it too much. After all, you're just a second year, so you do have another year to figure it out. Having said that, do you have any idea at all? To be honest with you, sir, I haven't really gotten in much thought about it. Just checking the stream, making sure we're good. Yep. Sometimes I go into OBS and click the button to progress to the next line of dialogue. Whoops. The past 5 months have been really, well, they haven't really given me much time to think about it. Shit. I'm sorry, boys, I dropped my microphone. I was just moving and bumped my desk and fell down. Hope that wasn't too bad for you. Well, let's try this from another angle. Does the higher education interest you at all, going to university? Or would you perhaps be more inclined towards finding a job as soon as you leave school? I paused for a moment to think, trying to recollect what my parents used to tell me when we had this kind of conversation. University sounds good, although I'm not really sure what I'd study. He nods approvingly. You'll definitely find it easier to land a job if you have a degree under your belt. That's good to know, then. All I have to do is pick a subject, I guess? I know it can be a little daunting, especially when you aren't sure. My advice would be to go with a subject you enjoy and do well in. Far from me to be biased, but you are a rather talented historian. I chuckle. What can you do with a history degree, though? Your skills you get with it from a history, you can transfer to a lot of other fields. A lot of historians that I knew went into journalism, academia, teaching, or even the law. Obviously, I'm not biased anyway, but history is the best subject to study. My science teacher says otherwise, sir. He grumbles to himself. Those haughty scientists, if they could just pry themselves away from their Bunsen burners and glass vials for 5 minutes. Anyway, it's good that you have at least a vague idea of what you want to do. There's no rush or anything. Just take some time to think about what you'd like to study at university. We can always have another discussion later. I will. Thank you. With the conversation over, I made my way to the club room for lunch. Hey guys. Natsuki gave a curt smile, and Gert nod, while Sayori gave me a wan smile. The door opens once more, and Yuri walks in. Sayori's already weak smile wavers even further. She doesn't dislike her by any means, but it's clear that the jealousy is still an issue. I sigh inwardly. I have no clue on how to solve that issue, given I don't think Sayori is willing to disclose her depression to Yuri. As I pull out my food, I notice that Monica has barely greeted me. Her face is glued to her laptop, with a terse look on her face. Everything alright, Monica? She finally drags her eyes off the screen and looks at me. It seems like she's only just realized I'm talking to her. Ha, sorry. Had to sort out these important emails. How are you? It's easy to spot from a mile off that her smile is forced. I decided not to push it. Not bad, not bad. Sakurai was just talking to me about what my plans were for after school. I think it's a common practice for all teachers to ask their students, given we're second years and the end of the semester isn't so far off. Ha! Bet that was fun. We don't have to bother with that stuff just yet. Lucky I still don't really know what I want to do. I told him I wanted to go to university, but I can't really decide what I want to do. I'm starting to realize that I probably should have given this more thought. That's a little irresponsible, Moles. Your future holds so much weight, and time flies by so quickly. My face heats up a little from embarrassment. She's right, of course, but it seems like her judgment is coming out of nowhere. Yeah, what's with the mood today? It's really judgy. Really judgy today. I look at Sayori, half expecting her to jump to my defense. She doesn't, though. Instead, she idly pokes at a spot on the table. The other girls look curiously at us. They can sense that something's up. I don't want to draw too much attention to Sayori, so I try to deflect their curiosity. How about you, Yuri? Any ideas? I decided that I wanted to study Japanese literature at university. That's a fitting choice. Yuri smiles to herself. Haha, I suppose it comes as a surprise to no one. I can imagine it will be both an exciting yet daunting experience. University? Yes. On the one hand, there's the opportunity to meet many like-minded people, all with the same passion. Yet, there's so much independence, especially if you opt for a university far from home. And with the independence comes a lot of responsibility, and I imagine a fair degree of uncertainty. Who knows what life will be like for all of us when we're left school? The question hangs in the air as the conversation lapses into silence. Monica mutters something under her breath. How about you, Monica? I imagine you've got a lot of choice, given how you excel in pretty much every subject. She finally closes the laptop lid with a sigh. My parents have been hounding me with the exact same question for months now. I'll probably take over their business. There's a hint of what sounds like bitterness in her voice. Granted, I know very little about her life. Well, at least anything beyond surface level, so it's a little baffling. We'll have to wait and see. An awkward silence depends upon the room. Clearly, it isn't just me who detected Monica's slightly hostile tone. One second, boys. I just realized I hadn't changed the stream name yet. I'm really bad at that. I think I gotta there we go. There we go. That's better. Luckily, Yuri breaks the silence. Are you alright, Sayori? You've been rather quiet. Yeah, it's not like you at all. Even Monica glances over at Sayori's direction. Well, I'm fine. I'm just kind of tired, that's all. Don't worry about me. The other girls don't look convinced in the slightest, but they don't have much chance to press her as the lunch bell is ringing. I remember being in their position last semester, and boy do I not envy them. At the end of the school day, I find myself wandering down the corridor, waiting for Sayori to finish. Along the way, I bump into Monica. Hey, Moles. She keeps her voice low and quickly looks around before speaking. I can tell what she's going to ask me. Is Sayori okay? She'll be fine, just dealing with some stuff, that's all. Yeah, hard to, I don't know, it's hard to talk around that shit, you know? But it's not our position to tell them about Sayori, it's hers, you know, so. Compared to the last time she was acting off in school, you seem a lot less worried. That was when I, knew a lot less about her, you know. She narrows her... She narrows her eyes at me. I guess what I said must have come across as pretty cryptic. Okay. Well, let me know if we can help in any way, okay? We? The other club members. We're all friends after all, don't forget. Oh, of course. What a stupid question, Maltz. It's appreciated. I'll see what Sayuri thinks. Okay, then. Well, I'll see you later. Well, I think Sayuri is definitely more convincing than I am. She walks off, and after a couple moments, Sayuri comes out of her class. Sorry I'm late. It's okay. Let's go. Do you know what was up with Monica? Funny you mention her, because she just asked me what was up with you. Oh, what did you tell her? I just said you were dealing with some stuff. Didn't give any specifics. They're worried about you, though. Have you considered telling them? No, not really. They're our friends, Sayuri. They know something is up. I know. I can sense this isn't a topic Sayuri wants to discuss any further. Anyway, no, I don't know why Monica seems so snappy at lunch. She mentioned her parents, so they're probably being a bit overbearing. Must be difficult to maintain that model student image. When you're at the top, the only place to go from there is down. Juggling academics with sports and other extracurriculars must be really stressful. I don't know how she does it, to be honest. I feel a little sorry for Natsuki, though. The conversation kind of excluded her. I know for sure that when I was a first year, post-school plans hadn't even crossed my mind. Yeah, I thought that too. Well, we'll make sure to include her next time. Good shout. Good shout? I don't think I understand the lingo of students. After dumping our things inside, I pull out my phone. I really should have talked to Mom a while ago, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna make me feel bad about it. Hey, Mom. Ah, Malls. Nice of you to remember you have a mother. I winced slightly. I knew this was coming. I know. I really should have called you earlier. It's not that I didn't want to or anything. Anyway, Sayuri is with me right now. Do you want to say hello? I'd love to. I press a button on my phone, which transforms the call into a video call. My goodness, is that really you, Sayuri? Man, that is just the same face as the teacher. I can't get over it every time. The last time I saw you, you were barely a teenager. Sayuri laughed shyly. I guess I was putting her on the spot here a little. Hey, it's nice to see you again. Ah, you too. I hope Moles has been treating you well. I should say her a desperate look. This could be the perfect opportunity to exact some revenge for all the times I teased her. Of course, he's been really good to me. That's lovely to hear. It looks like my little prince is truly mature. I share a laugh as I turn slightly red from embarrassment. Mom, really? Little prince? Like, come on. You're killing me. I'm dying here. I'm dying. I'm sorry, darling. I'm just so proud of you. Well, at least we've established what Sayuri is going to be calling me for the next few days. They continue to giggle at my expense. He's always been like this, hasn't he? Quick to tease others, but once they do it to him, he gets all fluffy. Sayuri, do not take her side. You're my girlfriend. She's trying and failing to keep a straight face. Okay. No more teasing. Sorry, I just had to get you back for not calling me for so long. How did your December exams go? I briefly described my results, along with Sakurai's comments. Well, that's reassuring to hear. I was worrying that how you'd fare living by yourself, so I'm glad to hear that your academics are going well. Sakurai has a point, though. Your grades in math could be a little better, young man. Sorry, you're going to have to knock him into shape. He's always been bad with discipline. I snort in derision. And you're asking Sayuri of all people to help me with that? Hey! Mom sighs dramatically. Sorry, Sayuri. He can be really mean sometimes, can't he? Must have gotten that from his father. There's an awkward silence. Things have been really rocky between Mom and Dad since the divorce. Oh, by the way, I've got some good news. We're almost finished dealing with this particular client. I have no one else to deal with for a week, so I'm hoping to come by and see you soon. My heart races. As much as I'd love to be able to basically live with Sayuri, seeing Mom again after so long would be really nice. That's awesome, Mom. I'm really looking forward to it. Oh, and I've been meaning to ask you about how... She was cut short by the sound of someone calling her. It sounds pretty urgent. No. I was hoping I'd have more time to talk to you. Sorry, darling. I'm going to have to go. We'll catch up properly, all three of us, when I come to visit you. Don't forget, it's Valentine's Day really soon, and I want to hear all about how you're treating Sayuri like a princess for it. She laughs softly and waves goodbye. I forgot how nice your mom is. Yeah, she's always been such a good parent. She was a lifesaver back in November after our fight. You're such a mommy's boy. Hey, it's a good thing. It's really cute. I get the feeling that you're mocking me, but because I know I can't win this battle, I'll reluctantly concede. The Ice Queen wins again. You're a real clown, you know that? True, but I'm your clown. I preferred the one from the horror movie we watched with Yuri. Such a charmer. The rest of our day passes by relatively quickly. After finishing our homework, she spent the evening kicking back with some video games. I love video games. This has been our routine for a while now. Sayuri comes over, we finish our homework, and then relax. It's simple, but effective. I'm glad that we're both happy just to sit back and relax in each other's company. Then again, Sayuri has never been a high-maintenance kind of girl. Watching her now, with her sky blue eyes narrowed in concentration. God, I love her. Is now the right time to say it, though? What if she doesn't feel the same way? What do you mean? You already fucking said it! That'd be a little awkward, to say the least. Nah, now isn't the time. I was curious, Sari. What do you want to do after you finish school? You didn't say anything at lunch. I don't really know. She sighs. I thought that going into therapy might be a good idea, but no, forget it. It's a stupid idea. Huh? It's not stupid at all. It is. I don't know if I'd even be any good at it. I can't even help myself, so how can I help others? You're good at keeping the spirits high in the club, at least. People appreciate having you around, and it's definitely more comfortable an atmosphere when you're there. It's one thing to keep peace at a high school club, but helping people with really big problems as a therapist, you know, the really horrible things that people have to live with, that's a whole other story. Have you mentioned it to your teacher, at least? They might be able to point you in the right direction. She shrugs nonchalantly. I haven't, no. Truthfully, I haven't thought about the future that much at all. Well, at least for alike in that sense. Although our reasoning for it is rather different. We've got plenty of time, though, right? Yeah, I guess we do. The conversation trails off into silence. I suppose thinking about the future is quite difficult for Sayori, so I make a mental note not to push it. Anyway, it's getting late. Let's call it a night. I don't know how I feel about that sentence. What is it implying? I don't know. Can I be the big spoon tonight? I'm not sure how that worked, but sure. Okay. As Sakurai finishes explaining the morning's task and settles down to mark some papers, I find myself absent-mindedly fiddling with my pen. Pulling open my textbook, I flip to the relevant page. Suddenly, I'm aware of a poking sensation on my shoulder. Morning, Emmy. Surprised you weren't late today. Hey, it's not my fault track practice ran on for so long today. I mean, isn't it? Don't you decide how many laps you run? Semantics, Malls, I chuckled to myself. If you say so. Anyway, you wouldn't happen to have any good Valentine's Day ideas, do you? Mom brought it up yesterday. I didn't realize how quickly Valentine's has come around this year. My boyfriend only just got out of the hospital a few days ago. So we're just taking things slow. I think he mentioned wanting to take me to a tea house, though. Hospital? Is he alright? Yeah, just heart stuff. I wonder who it could be. Anyway, what have you and Sayori got planned? That's what I'm asking you for. Neither of us have really mentioned doing anything for it. I've never really done anything for Valentine's Day before, so I'm totally out of my depth here. Emmy giggles. That's the playfully mocking air to her laughter. She's your girlfriend, Mull. Shouldn't you know her best? Yeah, but relationships, man, they're confusing. Just ask her. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to be direct. Well, unless she's expecting a surprise from you, that is. Then, well, you're on your own for that. Some help you are. What happened to female intuition? We can't give you all the answers, Malls. Sometimes you just gotta work things out for yourself. Yeah, because me trying to figure out what the best thing to say and do in our relationship is going so well. Life's unfair. After class ends, I make my way to the club room. As I open the door, I realize it's just Natsuki inside. When was the last time I even spoke to her alone? Hey! Afternoon. Listen, I need your help with something. She looks at me suspiciously. Now what? Well, you're a girl, and, thanks for noticing. And, well, what would a girl want to do for Valentine's Day? How long have you known Sayuri for? Why does this sound so familiar? Is it really a crime for me to ask someone for Valentine's Day suggestions? A while? But, you know, in my defense, I've only been with her for 2 months. I was thinking of, like, some kind of restaurant, but I don't know which ones are good. The door opens and Monica and Yuri walk in. What are you two talking about? I glance desperately at Natsuki, hoping she doesn't expose me in front of everyone. Fuck. Moles was asking me where I should take his girlfriend for Valentine's Day. I groan. Jeez, when you put it like that, I just need some pointers, that's all. The door opens a second time as Sayori walks in. If it were down to me, I wouldn't even bother. Valentine's Day is pointless. All that sappy stuff, yuck. People hugging and kissing in public, giving each other sappy cards, no thanks. It's quite a romantic day, though. People telling their partners how much they mean to them, all the little gifts, the thoughtfulness. Yeah, it's great if you like that, but keep it away from me. Something else I don't get is that Valentine's is supposed to be a day where you show your love for your partner, blah blah blah. But aren't you meant to do that every day? Thought so. So it's safe to say that Cupid didn't shoot you with an arrow this year, huh? She glares at me as Sayuri giggles. We all know you're a softie at heart, Netsuki. I am not! There's nothing wrong with admitting it. Just wait until you get a boyfriend. As we're digging through our food, Monica taps me on the shoulder. I think I might have a solution for your crisis. Oh? There's a really nice restaurant in town that I went to last year with a debate club. It's called the Amber Beehive, and their food is really good. It's a little on the formal side, though, so you probably have to wear something smart. See if Sayuri has a dress or something. Seems kind of sophisticated. Would they take a bunch of teenagers? Of course they would. Why wouldn't they? Well, the former dress code and all, wouldn't we feel really out of place? I'm just, as you can see, new to dating and all that. It's okay. Don't overthink it, though. Just see it as a fancy date, that's all. I'm sure Sayuri would like it as well. I think the music will really suit the atmosphere. Pretty jazzing. Thanks, then. I'll look into it tonight. That's okay. Sayuri will be impressed. Don't worry. I won't tell her you got the idea from me. You're a lifesaver, Monica. Thank you, God, for you. Don't mention it. Oh, I forgot to say. I'm sorry for snapping at you at lunchtime yesterday. Parents. That's okay. I kind of imagined you had a lot on your plate. Besides, you rescued my Valentine, so you redeemed yourself. Ah, that's good to hear. Oh, by the way, you can never really go wrong with fried squid. Duly noted. Maybe I'll be able to salvage this Valentine's after all. So, what are your Valentine's plans? Sayuri? Huh? Oh, sorry, I was spacing out. I don't know, to be honest. I haven't really given it much thought. Well, that wasn't just me. I was worrying you'd have expected me to have something planned. Well, with this being my first relationship, I'm hardly experienced in this department. She goes softly at my sheepiness. Don't worry about it, Malls. We can just play it by ear tomorrow. Winging it, huh? Yeah, that sounds more like me. Anyway, I've been really lagging behind with my homework. I've got a lot to do, so if you don't mind... do you mind if we spend this evening apart? Well, this is convenient. Now I can look up bookings for the restaurant without having to give away the surprise. Oh, sure. I was just about to say the same thing, actually. I'll see you tomorrow, then. Okay. See you later, Malls. She gives me a quick kiss and heads off inside. I settle into the sofa. I quickly notice that the living room lights are on. There's also some sort of sound coming from the kitchen. That's weird. There's no reason for anything to be making noise in the kitchen. And I always turn the lights off in the living room before I go to school. In an attempt to stop the sudden bout of panic, I force myself to realize the situation. It can't be a burglar, because they wouldn't make this much noise. So that must mean... Hello? Is anyone there? A familiar voice greets me back. Malls, is that you? Mom! A grin forms on my face as I spot my mom emerging from the kitchen, a warm smile on her face. I rush forwards and embrace her. It feels so good to have her back. I didn't know you were coming today. I want to keep it a surprise, dear. We let go and she took me over. She looks me over. I'm so sorry that you've been alone for so long. I tried so hard to come back earlier with business. I was busy at business class at the business academy. Like, fuck, what does she do? Like, I don't know. It's okay. I'm just glad you're here now. I sniff the air. Something smells delicious. Are you making something? Yes, teriyaki, one of your favorites. You're the best, seriously. Always nice to be reminded. It's almost ready. I'll give you a hand. She ruffles my hair. It's okay, sweetheart. My treat for you. This isn't much left to do anyway. Are you sure? Positive. It's only as I'm wolfing my food down that I realize how hungry I am. Mom's cooking has always been incredible, too. Enjoying yourself, I see. Can you blame me? I haven't met anyone who can cook better than you. She laughs heartily. So, let's have that long-awaited catch-up. Tell me about how everything's been since you joined that club. I've been eating and pushed my plate away. Sighing contentedly, I pat my stomach. Well, as you know, it all started when I saw Sayuri on the sidewalk. Once I start, it's almost impossible to stop. There's so much to say, so much to describe. Now that we aren't limited by short phone calls, I can finally go into detail into what my life's been like since September. After describing the first 2 days, I recall how the festival went. She shakes her head as I recall those inconsiderable pricks. Unbelievable. Some people just have absolutely no respect. No kidding. The worst part was that it caused Natsuki and Monica to have a really bad argument. I quickly go over that, not wanting to dwell too much on a fight. It's still something I'd rather forget. Mom smiles as I recount how my feelings for Sayuri started to blossom. Oh, and then there was Halloween. We all dressed up, broke into the school, wrote some spooky poems, and summoned a Shinto spirit. You did what now? Dressed up? Not that. Wrote some spooky poems? You know what I'm referring to. Oh! breaking into the school thing. Yeah. She doesn't look very impressed. Come on, Mom. It was just a bit of harmless fun. Didn't you say you called a spirit over? Okay, maybe not entirely harmless, but for what it's worth, we all had fun, and it was a really nice bonding experience. She sighs under her breath. Teenagers these days get their enjoyment from the weirdest things. Okay, so maybe playing around with the Ouija board wasn't the greatest idea. Okay. But hey, it's a good story to tell my kids, right? If you say so, Moles. Anyway, so when November rolled around, the rest of the evening rolls around. We both had a lot to talk about, and the time has really flown. She yawns. Well, it definitely sounds like you've had a hectic past few months. Girls, Secret Santas, and Shintas, ghosts, the mix. Anyway, I'm still quite tired from my flight, so I'm going to have an early night. I'll be around for a while, so we can always carry on tomorrow. Yeah, sure thing. I've got a lot of homework I should have been doing. Good boy. I love you, Moles. Love you too, Mom. See you tomorrow. After grabbing a drink from the kitchen, I walk over to my bag and pull out the relevant textbooks. Let's get this over with. Just as I was about to begin, I feel my phone buzz. Page 2 is the emergency zone, so we're just gonna do that. Good evening, Moles. Do you have any plans for this evening? Yeah, sorry, Yuri. I have a lot of homework to be getting on with. Oh, what do you have to do? Perhaps I could help you out. I paused with my finger hovering over the screen. Suri never said that I couldn't hang out with Yuri, and I don't think that she's the controlling type, but even though I'm not doing anything inherently wrong by spending time with Yuri, I can't help but feel like I'd make Sayuri's jealousy worse if I did. But again, I did say I'd help Yuri out with her loneliness, although this was before I knew the impact it'd have on Sayuri. Gah. No, it's okay. There's a lot to do, but I can handle it. Thanks, though. There's a pause in her reply. It's okay. Well, I hope you have a pleasant evening. I can't help but feel guilty as I put my phone away. I hope she doesn't think I'm ignoring her. Given her personality, it's definitely a possibility. Why can't this just be simple and not so complicated? You'd think that in my first relationship, life would be nice and not throw me into the deep end. I feel you there, buddy. I mull it over as I finish the rest of my homework. I climb into bed, feeling exhausted. Today wasn't a taxing day, at least physically. From a mental perspective, though, it's a whole different story. I still wish I could do so much more for Sayuri, and the uncertainty on how to deal with Yuri isn't helping. Still, it's nice to know that I'm not alone in the house. It'll probably be worth talking to Mom with the whole situation with Sayuri tomorrow. I probably should have talked to Mom a little more. She's been in my exact same position before. Ah, well, better late than never, right? I wake up the next morning to the sound of activity coming from downstairs. I almost forgot that Mom is an early riser. Something I definitely didn't inherit from her. I yawn and stretch, checking the time. 10 a.m. Looks like it isn't so early after all. Morning, Mom. You're up early? Very funny. I've been up before noon loads of times, actually. Looks like you've really changed since I've been gone, huh? Rolling my eyes at her little jab, I noticed the abundance of food on the kitchen table. So it's Valentine's Day. What do you have plans with Sayuri? Taking a seat, I opt for the jam toast. I don't know. Monica mentioned this fancy restaurant in town, so I thought I'd take Sayuri there. Which one? Amber Beehive, I think it's called? Amber Beehive. She said it's jazzy, leans on the formal side. Ah, yes, I know it now. Monica has good taste. Sayuri will love it. Good. We could go a nice day after everything that's happened so far. Oh, everything okay? We can talk about it when I get back, if that's okay. Kind of want to focus on the positives today. Of course. Today will be a great day, don't you worry. She smiles encouragingly at me. I hope so. Anyway, what are you doing today? Well, it's been such a long time since I've been home that I've almost forgotten what free time feels like. This country and its work ethic. Anyway, I figured I could start with some home housekeeping. You've let this place get a little dusty and messy, young man. Sorry, it's never been my strong suit. There's also some business things I have to sort out, but thankfully I can do those on my laptop. Even when you're at home, you really can't catch a break, can you? She smiles ruefully. Adult life, Moles. Now, haven't you got a certain someone to go see? I'm on it. After freshening up and shooting Sayuri a text, I make my way over to her house. Hey, Sayuri. She's on the bed, sitting up. There's a pen in her hands. It looks like she's writing a poem. Hey, Moles. What do you want to do today, then? About that. This must be really disappointing to hear, so I'm sorry. What is it? I'm not really in the mood to hang out today. There's just some things I need to think about. I don't want to be distracted. It's nothing personal. I try to my best to fight off the sinking feeling of disappointment. Nah, it's cool. Don't worry about it, okay? Just give me a shout if you want to talk, alright? You know where I am. I know it's Valentine's Day today, so I'm really selfish, but it's fine, really. It's not selfish at all. I'd much rather you did what you wanted to do, instead of feeling like you'd have to come out or anything. We can always hang out another day. Thank you, Moles. You've always been really understanding. It's the least I can do. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. Well, that changes things for a bit. I'm a little downhearted. I know Sayori loves romance, and today would have been the perfect day to show her how much she means to me. Granted, the decision has been made. At least I can talk it over with Mom. Mom's sitting at the kitchen table. Beavering away at the laptop. She looks surprised. You're back early. I slide into the chair opposite her. Yeah. She really didn't feel like doing much today. Said there's some stuff she needs to think about, so I left her to it. I bury my face in my hands. When Mom speaks, her tone is gentle. It's not easy, is it? It's really not. I know you warned me about it, and I thought I was prepared, but I never really won't know what to do. I like to think that I'm making a positive difference, but I don't know anymore. What makes you doubt that? Well, she kind of snapped at me once when I told her I knew how she felt. I said that I couldn't possibly know what depression feels like. My words were just empty. But she also says that it's helpful having me around, and that me just being able to listen does make a difference. So I really don't know. For what it's worth, darling, you're doing your best, and that's all you can ask for. Take today, for example. You wanted to spend the day with her, right? Take her to a nice restaurant? You were looking forward to it. But even though she wasn't up for it, you didn't get angry at her or hold it against her. You were understanding and let her do what she wanted to do. That's precisely the kind of patience and understanding that I was talking about back in November. She said it herself. She values you having you around. And whether you realize it or not, you have made life that much better for her. Nah, I made it worse in some ways. How so? Oh, I forgot to tell you. You know Yuri, right? We went Christmas shopping together with each... And I saw her at the park once after Sayori and I had a fallout. We've grown a little closer, and Yuri confided that she's really lonely. I agreed to spend more time with her, and totally didn't factor in how Sayori would feel about it. Jealousy, I assume. Yeah, I'm a bit of a dumbass. How did I not realize that would happen? I was inconsiderate. Not inconsiderate at all, sweetie. Your heart's always in the right place. You just wanted to help a friend in need, and there's nothing wrong with that. But now I'm in this really weird situation. I want to spend time with Yuri because I hate the thought of her being lonely, and I don't want to make Sayori feel any worse. Sorry you didn't tell me that I couldn't hang out with Yuri or anything. She's not like that. I sigh. I can't tell Yuri about why I can't hang out with her because I don't want her to find out about Sayori's depression. Girls. Mom laughs softly. She puts a reassuring hand on my shoulder. Well, let's try looking at this from another angle. She agreed to try therapy, right? How's that going? Well, when I was there, it was going well, I guess. Her therapist is really nice. Never insensitive with his questioning, and he's working well with them. She's on antidepressants now, and she started going to therapy sessions alone. That's excellent news, sweetie. It's a really big step to make, so the fact that she's made it is really promising. From my own experience, that independence is really important. You can't always be there for your partner, and at the end of the day, they're the only one who can deal with their depression. When I was dating Shinji, we found that his depression was easier to manage when he had attended a few sessions by himself. You said that she was really good. She was with a really good therapist. So have faith, darling. It's a long and slow process, but it sounds like she's made good progress already. Sheesh, Mom. You sound like a psychologist yourself. Well, I did take some psychology modules when I was at university, you know. My experience with depression really opened my eyes to mental health. Funny you mention that, because I was considering going into psychology at university. Sakurai was asking me about my future plans today. Well, if that's what you're interested in, and your grades are good enough, I'd encourage you to, Moles, especially in a country like this one, which has some pretty unhelpful attitudes when it comes to mental health. Yeah, seems like a good choice, right? I mean, I still got time, but I figured it'd be helpful to start thinking about my post-school plans now. She nods approvingly. Yes, that's definitely a smart thing to do. What about the other girls? After I fill her in, she sits back, looking thoughtful. I can really see where I got my reflective side from. You'll all have to study really hard next year, That exam that you take at the end of high school is so important in determining which university you can get into. So I've heard. Sakurai mentioned it too. But you're a bright boy, so I know you can do it. Of course, with me raising you, you could hardly go wrong. Could you? We share a chuckle. Mom has always been really good at making me feel safe and secure. Thanks, Mom, for everything. I don't know where I'd be without you. Nothing to thank me for. I'm your mother. It's my job. Seriously, having you around again has made such a difference. I just wish you could be around more often. Me too, Moles, me too. I always feel guilty being so far away from home, especially when you are struggling with Sayuri. It's not your fault. Life hasn't exactly been easy after the divorce, has it? You're doing your best. Isn't that exactly what I said to you just now? I see you inherited my positivity. Sayuri called me a mama's boy, funnily enough. Well, she isn't wrong now, is she? I grin. Nope. Anyway, I was thinking we could go for a walk to town. There's a really nice cafe that one of my work friends recommended. It'll be good to get out of the house, and fresh air will do you good too. Can we swing by that restaurant Monica mentioned? I just want to see what it's like, in case I want to take Sayuri there another day. Of course we can. White Days is only a month away, so who knows, perhaps you'll spend the day there. I'd forgotten about White Day. You typically get a lot of chocolate, so it's one of my favorite days. So there you were, berating me for gouging on chocolate when it's you that I got my sweet tooth from. I hope you've been eating healthily while I've been away, young man. Have you ever heard that phrase, what you don't know won't hurt you? I'll take that as a no, then. Ignorance is bliss, Mom. You should consider yourself lucky that Sayuri doesn't expect you to cook her food, Moles. Funny that you mentioned that, actually. Natsuki is really into food, so if I dated her instead, man, she'd grill me. No pun intended. She laughed softly, shaking her head. Bum 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 ba-dum. Bum bum bum. Hope everyone's enjoying the stream so far. Ba-ba-ba. Take a sip of water. After waking up and completing my morning routine, I perch into the couch, idly flicking through the programs on television. I think Sayuri has a therapy session today, though I'm unsure of the time. Probably best to find out what's going on. Hey Sayuri, what's up? You got a session with Dr. Satoshi today, right? Hey, yeah, I do. It's in an hour. Alright, want me to come with you? Actually, I was kind of thinking I should try going by one to myself. Oh, really? You sure? Yeah, I'm pretty nervous. But when you came with me before, it gave me the confidence to try and tackle these sessions by myself. The antidepressants have made it easier for me to think a bit clearer, too. And I don't want to always rely on you when it comes to these sessions. So yeah, I'll see how this one goes. Oh, well, I'm glad you're feeling better. Just let me know if you change your mind, okay? I'm not doing anything today, so it wouldn't be a problem if I had to come to the clinic. Thanks, Moles. I'll remember that. Let you know how it goes. See ya. Alright, I'm proud of her. Mom's sitting nearby, typing away at her laptop. It's kind of weird. What is? Not spending the day with Sayuri. Though, this is the first weekend since we started dating we haven't spent with each other. Hang on. Why exactly aren't you guys spending today with each other? I thought you two would be glued together. Oh, well, she has a therapy session today, right? Remember how I told you yesterday that she was considering going into the sessions alone? She just texted me to tell me she's going to do just that. Oh, that's excellent news. It sounds like she's doing really well. She could always hang out after her, dude. The fact that she's going alone is good for your relationship, too. It's healthy to do things away from your partner. It is? God, that really shows how much I know. Yep, it's important to remember that even though you're together, you still have your own lives to live. I do know that. That's good. That's good advice. Don't be clingy. Don't hang out with your partner literally all the time. Give them some space. It's okay to take a little time for yourself and, maybe watch a twitch.com/Moles live stream, or check out the VODs at youtube.com/Moles, or something like that. And, spend some time with yourself and me. And spend some time with me, Moles. Everyone loves me. You should too. Make sure to follow the stream so you can spend even more time with me in the future, if you know what I'm saying. I know it probably feels like you want to spend every moment with her, but it's good to have little breaks. Yeah, but I'm bored. I don't know what to do. The joys of free time, huh? Don't you have any homework to be getting on with? Nah, I did that on Friday. Wait, you doing homework on a Friday evening? That really doesn't sound like you at all. I remember how you always used to leave it to Sunday. Am I really talking to my son? And here I was, thinking you commend me for doing it early. What a cruel world I live in. What about your video games? If I recall correctly, they're the reason why you leave your homework till the last minute. That's a good idea, actually. Problem is, I don't know what to play. Mom rolls her eyes. Don't you have a whole library of games? Depends if you count DLC. DLC? It's short for downloadable content, which... Am I really going to try and explain the nuances of video gaming to my mom? No. Never mind. Yeah, I'll see what I can find. After spending a good 5 minutes trying to decide which game to play, I eventually settled for Banjo and Kazooie. I had a lot of fun watching Sayori play it, so I figured it'd be a good choice. Man, Sayori got pretty far. I forgot how much she enjoys the game. Maybe I could lend it to her, given I don't really play it by myself. I have plenty of other titles on my computer to choose from, so it's not like I'm strapped for choice. Might be worth bringing it up next time I see her. After some time, Mom comes downstairs, calling my name. You've got a text, Smalls. From Sayori? No, from Yuri. You left your phone in the bathroom. Oh, so that's where it was. Oops, I take the phone. Hey, Malls, are you up to much today? No, not really. Just having a chill day, to be honest. I imagine that must be quite relaxing. I was curious. There's a pause. I can tell she's working up the courage to ask me to do something with her. Say yes. Just do it. Just go. You can't... Listen. Buddy, pal, I get it. I get that you're afraid, like, you're going to piss off your girlfriend from jealousy, but I know you love her. I love my girlfriend, too. I get it. But you can't not hang out with your friends because they're jealous bitches. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say. You gotta hang out with your friends. You aren't the type to cheat. You know you're not the type to cheat, and they should trust you that you're not gonna cheat. It's really doesn't need any. It's really not any more complicated than that. You know, just don't cheat and tell them you're not gonna cheat. And if they really love you, they should believe you. I know cheating is really prevalent in society, and I get why some people might be concerned, but really, you should be with someone you trust. I believe that. I believe you should be with somebody you trust to hang out with another person of the gender they are attracted to. I won't say the opposite gender. The gender they are attracted to alone. Well, I found another good book that you might enjoy. I was wondering if you'd like to read it with me. I have a spare copy. I don't really know how to reply. I just told her that I was free, so I can't fall back on the classic homework excuse. I can't, sorry. Why? I forgot to tell you. Mom came home on Friday and she wants to spend time with me. I want to say yes. I thought, man, when they were marketing this, it was all like, man, you can make so many choices. And now it's like, nah, no choices. Yuri must suspect something's amiss. I went from encouraging her to open up to me and spend time with me to suddenly rejecting her advances. I only hope is that she doesn't think it's because I don't like her or anything like that. Okay, well, I'm sorry to bother you then. I hope you have a nice catch-up. Thanks, Yuri. Really sorry again. You just seem to catch me at a bad time. She doesn't reply. I slide my phone back into my pocket and run my face through my hands. Everything okay? That's a good question. I stand up, pulling my coat. I'm gonna go for a walk. Need to clear my head. Mom looks surprised, but doesn't press it. Wrap up warm. After settling down on the bench, I cast my eyes to the pond. The gentle cyan hue of the pond possesses its pleasant look. But although it's soothing to my eyes, it does little for my racing mind. Maybe it's worth talking to Sayori about how to deal with Yuri. Causing tension with Sayori is the last thing I want, especially as it looks like she's making progress with her therapy. Then again, I don't exactly want to lose Yuri as a friend, do I? It'd be really awkward and unfortunate if any resentments was bred between the two girls. As my musings carry on, I hear a voice call my name. Mulls? My head jerks up. I immediately recognize the owner of that voice. If this is who I hope it isn't, the following conversation is going to be really awkward. My fears are confirmed as a familiar set of flowing... What did you think was going to happen, you dumb motherfucker? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the lake where I first bonded with Yuri, and then she asked to hang out because, we bonded together at the lake when I was feeling bad. And I guess I'll just hope that she's not gonna be there this time. Dumb motherfucker. Hey Yuri. She looks around. Are you by yourself? Yeah, why? As soon as I speak, I realize the error that I've just made. A hint of sadness and doubt flashed on Yuri's mind. I thought you were with your mother. Well, I'm screwed. Mulls, why are you avoiding me? If you don't want to spend time with me, that's all you had to say. I wouldn't be surprised at all. No, Yuri, please, it's not like that. I do like you, and I do enjoy our time together. It's just... I turn an aggravated head through my hair. It's so frustrating not being able to tell her the truth, especially when she sees this so differently. Just what, Mulls? You can tell me if you'd rather I left you alone. I'm trying to figure out what to say. Yuri presses forward. Is it me? No, it's... You told me that I could come to you if I were feeling lonely. Were you just saying what I wanted to hear? No, I meant that. I still do. It's just... It's complicated, Yuri, and I can't really tell you. That sounded absolutely pathetic. It did! Just say
I'm trying to... I just... Ah!
Yuri doesn't look impressed, nor convinced. I'm sorry for bothering you, Moles. I truly am. It's probably for the best I leave you to it then. Frustration throws her in body. She turns around to leave. Just what the hell am I supposed to do anymore?
Oh, I'm sure this will go great. I'm sure.
Hi, Moles. Can we talk? Don't worry, you haven't done anything wrong. Are you sure about that, Sayori? Just finished the therapy session, and I need some time to think about it. Wanted to get your thoughts as well, if that's okay. Sure thing. Can we meet at yours? Sounds good. Just give me 15 minutes to get home. Okay, see you then. Praying that she has some positive news. I'm not sure I could stand any more strife today. There's no on the table for Mom. She's gone to get some groceries. Well, at least this affords Sayori and me some privacy. I hear a knock on the door. I let Sayori in and we both take a seat. This conflict sucks. This conflict sucks. And I'm not saying it sucks from a writing perspective and the game is bad. I'm just like, feels bad. Hey, Sayori, how'd your session go today? It was pretty helpful. The session on the whole has been much more helpful than I thought it would be. Oh? Yeah, recently, Dr. Sayutoshi has been helping me put things in perspective. I'm starting to realize that, well, maybe things aren't as bad as they seem. He helped me see the progress we've made so far. Like coming to therapy? That's part of it. Coming to the sessions in the first place is a really big step. Something I wouldn't have been able to do last year. For the past few sessions, he's been challenging the depressive thinking that I've had, and helping me to see the reality of things. That it's okay to ask for help. And thanks to the antidepressants, I'm able to see things a little more clearly. It's not exactly easy, and sometimes I get frustrated at how slow the progress is, but it reminded me that we are making progress. Slow, but steady, he said. And he praised me for having the courage to come to the sessions alone. Yeah, I'm really proud of you to that. You're doing really well, she smiles tentatively, and it's something I've slowly come to terms with. Obviously, we're not rainbows and butterflies just yet, but I'm not having nightmares as often, and my general mood these days is much better than it was before we started hanging out again. A powerful feeling of relief coursing through my body feels rewarding beyond belief. Just now I was thinking that everything was so bleak, and we weren't getting anywhere. Anyway, so he suggested that I tell the others about my depression. Oh, so that's the thing you wanted my input on. Yeah, but I don't know if I should tell them. Why not? Well, I'm kind of worried that it might change how the club feels. I don't want any special treatment or anything, and there's no telling just how they might react. On the other hand, having to act cheery all the time around them is so exhausting. And if you tell them, you won't have to hide anything anymore. And that would make life a lot easier. And that would make life a lot easier, being able to come to school and not worry about accidentally letting my mask slip. Yeah, I can see that there's a lot to think about and consider. For what it's worth, I don't think it'll change the atmosphere in the club that much. They're our friends, Sayori. And yeah, they might be a bit unsure of how to react, but I didn't know how to react when you told me. But we're still friends, right? Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that. I think it's a good idea, too. But I'm not going to talk to you into anything. It's entirely your decision to make, and I'll respect whatever you pick. Okay, thanks, Smalls. I'll think about it tonight and see how I feel tomorrow. Sounds good. She notices the games console lying on the floor and the controller by the sofa. Hey, hang on. Were you playing without me? Guilty as charged. Sorry, I was bored. She heads towards the television and powers up the console. Hope you haven't gotten too far. That was my save file, meanie. Play it and find out. The door opens and Mom trails in, carrying a bunch of bags. My goodness, Sayori. It's been so long. I know we spoke on the phone, but actually seeing you in person is a whole other story. It's really nice to see you, too. They share a hug. Some people might find that weird, but to me, it's perfectly normal. Mom always loved having Sayori over when we were kids. She was almost like a daughter to her. Malls told me that about the club you invited him to. He says your poems are amazing, and will have to show me sometime. Well, they're not that good. I bet they're wonderful, Sayori. Anyway, I'll be fixing lunch for us, so please give me a shout if you need anything. Oh, it's okay. You don't need to make me food. Don't be silly, dear. It's my treat. Don't you worry. You objecting to free food? What have you done to the Sayori I know? Sayori opens her mouth to protest, but upon realizing that she can't win this war on two fronts, she closes it and pouts. Very funny. This conflict sucks. I want to go talk to you. I chose Sayori, and I don't regret it because I like Sayori, but I want the option to be like, no, Yuri, come on. Listen to me, or confide in her. Give me the option to confide and be like, hey, listen, don't tell anyone I told you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Sometimes that has to happen. You know, after completing my morning routine, I find myself waiting for Sayori. As much as I enjoy having Mom back, the only downside of having her around is that Sayori and I weren't able to spend the night together. On the flip side, Mom made me some yummy food to eat, so at least I've got something to look forward to at lunchtime. Sayori closes her front door and walks up to me with a smile on her face. Morning, Sayori. Good morning. She gives me a quick peck on the lips. I've been thinking about everything we talked about last night. And? She faces me with a look of determined resolution on her face. I'm going to let the others know. Yeah? They're my friends, just like you are, right? I was thinking about all the happy times we shared as a club, both before and after you joined. The club has always been a place where I felt safe. Hanging out during Halloween, having loads of fun, sharing gifts at Christmas, seeing how thoughtful everyone was. It really hit me when I was thinking last night. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm with you all the way, Sari. Let's do this. Lunch couldn't come by any slower. I'm idly staring at the clock, marveling how slowly the hands are moving. Although I can't help but be a little nervous, the situation between Yuri and I remains awkward, and I haven't told Sayori about what happened before she texted me. I just hope Yuri will understand when Sayori tells her what's going on. She's always struck me as the understanding type, so just hope she won't hold anything against me. Finally, the bell rings. I'm the first one in the club. Not surprising, even Sakurai let us out a little bit early. As I pull out my containers of food from my bag and settle things down, Sayori and Natsuki walk in, chatting amongst themselves. Oh hey Sayori, I forgot to tell you, Mom made some food for you too. Here. I push the container of pre-made food towards her, causing her eyes to widen. Aw, she didn't have to. You know what my mom is like. Any for me? The sarcasm in Natsuki's voice makes us laugh. You're the chef, Natsuki. Do you really need it? She rolls her eyes and mutters something under her breath at my little quip. Meanwhile, Sayori wastes no time digging into the food. Within seconds, almost half of it's been disappeared. Please tell her that it's really good. Swallow, then try again. Sorry. Please tell her this is really good. She's the best chef I know. Natsuki bristles in her seat, causing Sayori to giggle. Second best, Natsuki. Second best. Better. Monica enters the room, an apologetic look on her face. Sorry I'm late. We're just having lunch, Monica. It's not a club session or anything, you know? Where's Yuri? Oh, I saw her on my way here. She was headed to the bathroom. She'll probably be here soon. Anyway, guys, I have something I want to tell you. You're pregnant? Sayori goes bright red and I freeze. Monica quickly admonishes Natsuki. I could have sworn I heard her laugh. Geez, Natsuki, what do you think I am? Actually, don't answer that. Carry on, Sayori. Actually, I should probably wait for Yuri to be here. Something tells me this is important. You could say that. A few minutes pass as we carry on eating. There's still no sign of Yuri. Kind of weird that Yuri is taking this long, don't you think? Yeah, it is. Should I go see if she's okay? Not a bad idea. Sayori exits the room. Natsuki and Monica turn to me. So, this big reveal. Can we get a hint? Sorry, my lips are sealed. You're normally quite the joker, so this must be really something serious, huh? It's not really my place to say, that's all. Alright then, keep your secrets. Oh, by the way, how was your Valentine's, Malls? Did you take her to Beehive? Yeah, about that. Long story, but no, I didn't. My mom came home this weekend, though. I got to spend time with her again. Did you take her to the restaurant instead? Yeah, totally. I proposed to her as well. I roll my eyes. Oh yeah, I remember you said a little while ago you live alone these days, right? Well, back before I got with Sayori, haha, we had a good catch-up session. Told her about what life's been like the past half year. Man, it's been 6 months. Time flies. Anyway, to answer your question, I guess Valentine's is pretty good. Although not for the obvious reason. Mama's boy. I threw my hands up dramatically. Sayori said the same thing. I'm not a mama's boy, right? Monica spared from answering as Sayori came back in looking worried. I couldn't find her in the girls' toilets. That's odd. Has she ever missed a lunchtime with us before? Don't think so. Internally, I'm beginning to worry. I hope that I didn't make Yuri feel unwelcome at the club or anything. Anyway, what did you want to say, Sayori? The suspense is killing me. You can just tell Yuri when you see her. Okay. Well, there's no real easy way to put this. She looks at me and I shoot her a reassuring smile. Might come as a bit of a surprise to you guys, but she takes a deep breath. I've been struggling with depression for years. The effect is instantaneous. From the look of shock on their faces, neither girl was expecting. I don't think any of us expected them to say that. Fuck it. I'm gonna get copyrighted for it, but let's do it. Let's put the clip. I'm doing the clip. You're only gonna get the audio, but I think it's gonna come through.
Mom, I think I'll have some wine. Yes, homie?
That's it. You people have stood in my way long enough. I'm going to clown college.
I don't think any of us expected him to say that.
Oh, fuck. That's good. Oh, fuck, that's good. I wish Yuri was here. Because then she would know that I'm not an asshole. Well, I am an asshole, but, like, not a huge asshole. What? You? Mm-hmm. But you always look so, I don't know, cheerful. It's just the way I learned to deal with it, I guess. I always want others to be happy, so I made that my priority. Sorry, I had no idea. Yeah, neither did I. Jeez, this was just so... Out of the blue? Both girls nod. They're clearly trying hard to process what they've just been told. Is this how I looked when Sayori told me all those months ago? That's how I felt when I found out, too. Never saw it coming, huh? I always tried really hard to hide it. I've always struggled to accept other people's help. Having them worry about me used to be something I hated. I'm still not entirely comfortable with it, but thanks to Mull's support and the therapy I've been to, it helped me see that it's okay to talk to people about it. You guys are my friends, so I figured it was only fair that you knew. Silence fell upon the room. It's a tad awkward. Geez, I don't know what to say. I'm glad that you're able to talk to us about it, but being honest with you, I don't really know much about mental health. Suri laughed softly. It's fine, Natsuki. I knew none of us were professionals. The only thing I want is that, well, I don't want the atmosphere of the club to change or anything. I just want things to carry on as usual. No special treatment or anything. I don't think the club will change at all, Sayori. Don't worry. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I guess that was just an irrational thought, though. Well, I'm happy that you feel comfortable with us, Sayori. That must have been difficult for you to admit, so kudos to you. Yeah, thanks, Monica, and you too, Natsuki. Wow, I see how it is. Laughter emanates to the room. Oh, you know what I mean, you too, Mulls. She exhales slowly. It was really good to let that out. Thanks for everything, guys. For understanding, for putting up with me, for putting up with Mulls. Hey! The lunch bell rings, cutting short our banter. Well, that went pretty well. Well, if we don't account for Yuri. Finally, the end of the school days arrive. I wander over to Sayori's classroom. As she walks out of her classroom and greets me, I also spot Yuri, her eyes glued to the floor. I nudge Sayori and point to Yuri. Oh, there she is! Sayori, wait! But she's already walked up to her. I hasten after her. Hey, Yuri! Yuri jumps up, her hands immediately draft to her arm. We couldn't find you at lunch. Is everything alright? Yeah, yes, thanks for asking. I had some errands to attend to. Sorry for missing it. Nothing to apologize for, don't worry. Upon seeing me, the tension in the atmosphere multiplies by tenfold. Sayori looks inquisitively at both of us. Well, I must be going now, so I'll... Yuri, we need to talk. By me, and by we, I mean Sayori and I. There's something you should know. Oh, so now you want to talk, do you? When it suits you? Yuri, please. I'm really sorry about Sunday, and this is why I want to talk to you, so we can clear everything up. What are you guys talking about? Let's just discuss it somewhere a little quieter, okay? Yuri still looks rather upset, although she gives a curt nod and allows me to lead the way. Thanks, Yuri. I appreciate it. She doesn't say anything, sensing the gravity of the situation. I carry on. Look, there's no other way of saying this. We mentioned it to Natsuki and Monica at lunch, but they really didn't know how to respond. And that's Sayori. Who gives me a nod. Oh, I'm saying it. Sayori has depression, Yuri, and it's something she's been struggling with for a while. Unlike the other two girls, Yuri doesn't react strongly. Her face does soften lightly. I had a shrewd suspicion that was the case, to be honest with you. What? Really? She exhales and closes her eyes for a few seconds. Yes, however, for obvious reasons, I didn't want to say anything. I didn't think anyone would have been able to guess. Well, I suspected it after I put all those little clues together. The fairy tale poem, the way you acted the day you presented it, your Halloween poem. My suspicions were further aroused when Mulls talked to me about the fight he had with you. I've seen people worry about their friends before, but he seemed especially concerned. When you started missing days off school, that's when the pieces all start to fall into place. She looks away. Can I ask you a question, Mulls? One that I need an honest answer to? Of course you can. When you told me that I could come with you to you if I was lonely, did you actually mean it? I did, yes. And wait, hang on, guys. Is it just me or am I missing something here? Oh, sorry, yeah. I described what happened over the weekend. Sarah's face goes from surprise to ashamed as I speak. So it wasn't that I was trying to avoid you or anything, Yuri. I do enjoy spending time with you, and as I said, you're a good friend. It's just... I glance at Sayori. I know that no matter how gently I put this, Sayori is going to feel like she stopped me from hanging out with Yuri. I was really stupid, Yuri. It's not his fault. It's mine. She sighs. I was really jealous when I heard you guys were spending time with each other. It was really wrong of me to feel that way. I was really so selfish. The last thing I wanted to do was get in the way of the friendship between you two. I'm an awful friend. And I'm so sorry. A few tears strike from her face, and she sniffles. I reach out to hug her, but Yuri beats me to it. It's a touching moment, especially with the gentle, concerned look on Yuri's face. After a couple moments, they break apart. Sayori. Her tone is tender, although I can hear an element of certainty in it. You are not an awful friend. You're one of the best friends that I've ever had. Please don't feel bad. I can only imagine how difficult depression is to deal with, and I can't blame you in the slightest for feeling the way you did. You have nothing to apologize for. If anything, it should be me. You? Of course not, Yuri. Loneliness is a horrible thing to live with, so I can totally understand why you reached out to Mulls. Perhaps, but I was rather inconsiderate of how I didn't think about the impact it would have on you, especially as I suspected you had depression. None of you knew you were in the wrong, guys. This whole fiasco happened over miscommunication, that's all. I just wanted to clear everything up. Yuri, you've always been a really good friend for the both of us. I'm sorry that you felt like I was ignoring you. I just couldn't tell the truth because Sayuri wasn't ready to tell you guys about her depression. And it wasn't my call to make, although I could see why you saw it from a totally different perspective. So, everyone okay? We all share a smile, lightening the mood considerably. Good stuff then, guys. Man, we're a really apologetic bunch, aren't we? I think the word sorry was said about 7 times. Sayuri and Yuri laughed softly. Anyway, I think it's time to go. Yeah, we'll walk you home, Yuri. Before Yuri can open her mouth to interject, I chime in. And also, I still want to know which book it was you wanted to read with me. No clowns this time, please. Are demons any better? No! Chicken. Come on, let's go. Man, I'm really glad we sorted that whole Yuri business out. I was worried that might have snowballed into something a lot worse, especially after she didn't show up at lunch. Did I really make you feel like you couldn't see her, Moles? It's more on me for not communicating with you about it, I think. Don't worry about it, seriously. It was pretty much a given that we'd have obstacles to overcome as a couple, right? And I'd say, all things considered, that went pretty well. Yeah, I guess so. But please tell me if this problem comes up again, okay? I hate thinking that I put you in such a difficult place. I will. By the way, I was thinking that we should do something as a club again. You know, like we did for Halloween and Christmas. It's been almost 3 months since we did something together. What were you thinking? I was thinking about a picnic. I wanted to do it earlier, but it's been really cold, and I don't think I was in the best place for it. Now that you mention it, we're almost into March. I've noticed it getting fairly warm, yeah. Run it by the girls tomorrow at lunch? I'm sure they'd say yes. Yay! Remind me if I forget, okay? I'll do my best. We hear footsteps coming in from the hallway, and Mom trails in, laptop in hand. She smiles at us. Afternoon, you two. Good day at school? I grin at Sayuri. Yeah, you could say that. We told the other girls about Sayuri's depression, and they were really supportive and understanding about it. That's excellent news, sweetheart. It's always nice when your friends are there for you. Unfortunately, I've got some bad news. We've just got a new client, and they're pushy, to say the least. I have to leave tomorrow morning. My pleas fall on deaf ears, sadly. Aw, really? You've only been here for a few days. I know, sweetheart, I know. I wish I could stay for a little longer, but sadly it's out of my control. On the bright side, I'll make you guys a lot of food, so hopefully I won't have to hear about we've been eating chocolate for lunch. I have chocolate for dinner, thank you very much. Mom rolls her eyes. Quite the sarcastic comedian, isn't he? Choose your side wisely, Sayuri. What? I chuckle. It's always funny to put Sayuri in an awkward position, even when it's just a joke. What? There's probably going to be some nasty karma waiting for me on one day, but all things considered, I'll take my chances and enjoy the teasing while I can. The rest of the evening passes by relatively uneventfully. After Sayuri and I got on with some homework, we helped Mom pack up for her flight. Well, it's an early flight tomorrow, so I'm going to head to bed now. Sayuri, it was lovely to see you again. I hope to see you again soon, okay? She embraces her. You too. Hopefully it won't be as long this time. Hopefully. Mom turns to me. I'll wake you up before I leave, don't worry. Alright, Mom, if you're turning in for the night, I'll walk Sayuri home then. She nods. Sayuri waves cheerfully at her. As Sayuri and I walk towards the front door, I whisper in her ear. Much as it sucks that she's leaving, having her around does mean we can't spend the night together. But tomorrow she'll be gone. The unexpected purr in her voice makes me shiver. Purr? Well, I don't know how I feel about these eyes I'm getting. I am an innocent young lad, Sayuri. I don't know what you're thinking. Anyway, let's get you home. I'm an innocent boy. I don't think nothing about nothing, you know? Come on, Moles, wake up. Sweet Sayuri. I've already been woken up by Mom. I have a surprise for you. Well, that certainly rouses my suspicion and makes me sit up, bleary-eyed. Does this surprise involve the house burning down and the fire brigade being called like the last one? I don't think so. No, come on. Wait, what time is it? Still half asleep. I attempt to make out what my digital clock says. I don't think I've ever seen you up this early. Well, I had a really good night's sleep last night. Plus, I set an alarm so I could wake up before you. That's dedication. Anyway, come, downstairs. Okay, geez, I'm coming. I make my way downstairs, half expecting that Sayuri has managed to blow something up. I'm hit by an aroma of food. It doesn't look or smell like food that Mom left us either. I take a sniff. That smells really good. As the final vestiges of sleep leave me, I realize why Sayuri is so excited. Hang on, Sayuri, did you make me breakfast? Yep. There are so many things I'm impressed with here. That you actually got up before me, the fact that you made food suitable for a human to consume, or the fact that you haven't already eaten it. Hey, I really tried, okay? I move forward to embrace her, putting a kiss on her forehead. I'm just messing, Sayuri. This looks and smells great. You didn't have to do this for me, though. I wanted to.
You know, to show how much you mean to me. Because I did so much thinking, and I realized that I don't really do that enough. You don't have to worry about all that, but I appreciate the gesture. It's really thoughtful. Besides, it's our picnic today, so I was already in a foodie mood. Foodie? Foodish? Is that even a word? As I tuck into the food in front of me, I'm once again struck by how damn captivating Sayuri can be. She went through all that effort to wake up before me and cook me a breakfast for a start, and now her nose is all scrunched up trying to think of the right word. Damn, I really am the luckiest guy alive. Food is pretty good to boot as well. Wow, if the picnic food isn't as good as this, the other girls are in for a treat. I didn't know you could cook like this. Well, I got some pointers from Natsuki. I didn't make anything fancy, to be honest. I'm just an amateur. But she helped me work with what I have. Well, you guys did a really good job. Looks like Mom's fears of me eating chocolate for dinner are unfounded, eh? Well, I don't want to say it at the time, but having chocolate for a meal sounds pretty good if you ask me. Yeah, I figured you'd say that. I lean towards the last mini chocolate donut on the table, but as I do, Sayuri lightly snacks a hand away. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Trying to get the last donut. What else is it? That donut is mine, Malls. I grin. Oh, the game is on. Is that so? I don't see your name on it. And with that, I dart for the snack, managing to loop it around my finger. Sayuri jumps up and tries to pry it off me, but I'm too quick. I quickly stand up and raise my finger so that the donut is out of her reach. She jumps to try and reclaim it, but my plan is Sayuri-proof. The pout on her face quickly changes to a devious grin, which to say the least puts me on edge. As she pushes forwards, her hands aimed for my sides, I instantly realize what her counterattack is. Hey, they said in the official donut convention of 1949 that tickling is not allowed. It's outlawed! Sadly, my made-up convention and its rules go right over Sayuri's head as her fingers mercilessly attack my sides, causing me to writhe and laugh. I attempt to back away from her, but Sayuri can be just as fast when she wants to be. She pushes me against the wall as one of her hands carries on tickling me, with the others reaching for the donut. In a desperate attempt, she reaches up on tiptoes and plants a kiss firmly on my lips, which totally takes me by surprise. Internally, I curse myself for falling for the ruse. She's done it before, so I should have seen it coming. Then again, it's pretty much impossible to resist a kiss from Sayuri. Although, this kiss has a very different feel to it. There's a real sense of urgency I can feel coming from her, a feeling that's completely foreign. As she slowly gets off her tiptoes, I find myself subconsciously lowering myself down to my normal height. At this point, the donut is all but forgotten. I wrap my arms around Sayuri's back and pull her closer to me, savoring her taste and smell. She has me pinned against the wall, with one of her hands on my wrist, while the other caresses my face. And with my mother gone, we're home alone once more. And my thoughts wander over to the territory I haven't explored much. Sayuri slowly slides her tongue into my mouth. It catches me by surprise at first. She's never done it before. I'm a little hesitant, but I quickly grow accustomed to it. If I had any suspicion that this kiss is unlike any we've shared in the past, this new development confirms it without a shadow of the doubt. Given how closely we're pressed together, I can feel her body heat, along with something else. My mind is racing a million thoughts an hour. You know, considering I have a psychology degree, you think I would know. But I thought antidepressants made it really hard to get aroused in climax and shit. Maybe that's just for men. I read it primarily for men, but I assumed it also affected women. Hell if I know. As the kiss deepens, Sayuri moans slightly, which only adds to the allure of the situation. This is a completely uncharted territory, and while I don't want the moment to end in the slightest, I have no clue what's going on. We eventually break apart, with neither of us knowing where the sudden moon that befell us came from. I always love looking at Sayuri's eyes after we kiss, and despite this being an exception, there's something new lurking in those beautiful blue eyes. I'm no ladies' man, but even I can read between the lines. My heart is beating just as hard as my thoughts are whirring. Sayuri? Her voice is quiet as she replies, Yes, Mons. Are you sure you want to? The doorbell ring sounds like it's coming from another reality. For a moment, it was like I was totally oblivious to space and time. We release each other as I let out a frustrated groan. What is it with the damn doorbell ruining everything? First when we were about to kiss, and now when we were about to... Okay, let's not dwell too much on that end of the sentence. I mean, to be fair, you were never guaranteed sex out of that. Like, yeah, you were making out, sure. Sure, you were making out. But, like... That doesn't mean sex. You could have just, I mean, sure, clothes might have come off, but you know what I mean. Yeah, you know what I mean. Damn it, Sayuri. Couldn't you have told them to meet us like an hour later when you texted them? Sorry. Sayuri opens it and waves at who I presume are the other girls. You chose a perfect day for a picnic. I checked the forecast today and it couldn't be any better. Sunny blue skies, a slight breeze, maybe the warmest start to March we've had in a long time. Did Malls like the breakfast, Sayuri? I did indeed. Sayuri outdid herself. She learnt from the best. Shame you can't cook modestly, though. I just realized how good that was. What was that? No burnt houses this time? I laugh as Sayuri pouts. I didn't think Sayuri realized that she's unwillingly taking a jab at Sayuri. Thankfully not. I'm ready to go. Moles. Yeah? You realize you're still in your pajamas, right? My face flushes red. Well, with the Sayuri incident from earlier, it totally slipped my mind. Oh, probably have like a massive too. Give me a second. Sheesh, how could you forget? What were you two doing anyway? An awkward silence suddenly springs up. I take that as my cue to head upstairs and get changed. One hasty change of clothes later, we're all on our way. Everyone seems to be in fairly high spirits, with the conversation flowing between all of us. Even though we typically spend most of our lunchtimes with one another, getting out of school and doing something as a four is always really enjoyable. After all, Christmas was almost 3 months ago. Time really flies. How has March come about so soon? So what's in the basket, Natsuki? Food, I imagine. Natsuki rolls her eyes, but Sayuri giggles to herself. She's always had a soft spot for my sarcastic humor. Well, that's a real shame because I actually packed some lightsabers. There's a range of stuff. Sandwiches, bento boxes, soups, all sorts of stuff. Vegetarian options too, I hope. Pfft, of course! What do you think I am, an amateur? Also, if it's not too daring an addition. Brought some wine, eh? Yuri looks like a deer caught in the headlights. Monica, on the other hand, didn't even skip a beat. How did you know? Monica laughs softly. Come on, Yuri. Do you think I was born yesterday? You tried to bring some at the Halloween party. Geez, Yuri, are you secretly an alcoholic? Of course not. I just thought, well, there wouldn't be anything wrong with a little bit of wine in a social situation. Sorry, I should have learned my lesson by now. It's okay, Yuri. You know what? I want to try some too, actually. What happened to being responsible club president? We're not exactly at school now, are we? Well, I guess no one could find out either. We could totally try some. What's the worst that could happen? You accidentally drink the whole bottle and start wobbling all over the place, and then you throw up on everyone. Hey, it's not like your tolerance for alcohol is any higher than mine. Oh, it is. The other girls look curious at me. Is that so, Moles? So it isn't just Yuri that's the alcoholic. Yeah, I've had a drinking problem ever since I was born. At this point, sake is like tap water for me. You gotta help me, guys. My liver has filed for divorce, and my kidneys have just taken over the kids. Your sense of humor is really weird. It's grown on me, to be honest. A bit too sarcastic for you initially? A little, yes. Well, they do say that sarcasm is the lowest form of wit, you know. You do know the people that said that were being sarcastic, right? Before Monica can reply, Sayuri pipes up. Look, guys, we're close. Come on. A little while later, the picnic has begun. We found a nice clearing amongst the trees and settled down. These are my favorite parts of the game, hanging out with the club dudes. Everyone seems content. With such good food and nice weather, it's a given. Man, I have to admit, Natsuki, your food is on par with my mom's. That's really something. Out of curiosity, where did you learn to cook like this? Ha! About time you guys asked that. It's all self-taught, to be honest. There are some pretty awesome guides on the internet, so I got it from there. Could you teach us one day? Us? Yeah, Sayuri and I. Mom goes on about how I should learn to cook, given Sayuri is as bad as food as I am with food. I'm not exactly pressed for inspiration, am I? Sayuri is bad with food? We glance in her direction. She got her hand in the basket, intending to suddenly take a cookie from the box. Upon realizing we're all staring at her, she quickly withdraws her hand, looking flustered. There was, a spider! Yeah, there was a spider in the box, so I was just trying to eat it? Anyway, it's all gone now. I rest my case. Yuri smiles and sits back with her drink in hand. It's a little crazy to think about how the school year is almost over. Christmas didn't seem so long ago. Have you enjoyed the year, though? Oh, most definitely. Expanding the club, spending Halloween with everyone, Christmas, and now this. I've had the pleasure of spending so many enjoyable moments with everyone here, and it's something I'm very grateful for. Me too, Yuri. This is the first time I had fun during Halloween or Christmas, and to think it all came from a little club where people could share poems, eh, Monica? Of course. When I made the club, I had no idea where it would take me, to be honest. I had hopes that I would be able to meet other people who enjoyed literature, but I didn't expect the little club to bond so well. I was pretty worried about how we'd all fare after the festival, though. My hopes were pretty shaky for the future of the club, but I was lucky in that we managed to put it behind us and carry on, which I'm really grateful for. That's okay, Monica. I think we're all a little worried about the club atmosphere after that day. But deep down, I knew that we wouldn't let it get us down. And look, here we are. She takes a bite of her sandwich. If there's one thing this year has taught me, it's the importance of friendship. Sheesh, you guys are really over-sentimental, you know that? How much have you had to drink? Alcohol can really make you emotional? Among other things. Huh. Nothing. Come on, Natsuki, don't tell me you haven't enjoyed your time at the club as well. I can tell you've got a big heart hidden away behind that facade of yours. Pfft, when did you graduate from psychology school? Hopefully in a few years, actually. Go on, analyze me then. What makes you think I have this big heart, huh? Natsuki's tone is challenging, but unlike previous instances, where she tried to put me on the spot, I have my answer prepared. Well, let's see. Secret Santa for a start. Your gift for Yuri was pretty thoughtful, don't you think? Yuri, Sayuri, and Monica nod. You could have just gotten her a generic horror book, but no, you put some real thought into it. Okay, so you also really helped Sayuri pick out a present for me. Plus, you helped her make me breakfast. And you made all of us this food for everyone. So yeah, checkmate. I grin at her, causing her to scowl. You'd make a pretty annoying psychologist. I'll interpret that as meaning I do my job then. A psychologist, huh? Yeah, this year has really opened my eyes to mental health, especially with Sayuri. Mental health was never really something I paid much attention to, so it's like a whole new world has opened up for me. Sayuri shifts over to me and slowly wraps her arms around me. It's still strange for me to discuss her depression with the others. Not in a bad way, mind. It's just something I've got to grow used to. Just don't start diagnosing everyone with millions of conditions, okay? I've heard that future psychology students love doing that. Can't make any promises. An hour or so has passed by at this point. Most of the food has been eaten, and I've taken to sitting under the tree with my legs pulled up. A cozy, calm silence has suspended upon the five of us. Sayuri is sitting in front of me, and I have my hands gently massaging the back of her head. The other girls are lying nearby. After reassuring Yuri that it was okay, she pulled out the bottle and shared the wine with us. I'm not huge on the taste, and judging by Sayuri's coughing and slight spluttering, neither was she. Given that Suki looked like she just sucked on a lemon, it's safe to say that wine isn't one of her favorite drinks either. Granted, Yuri did say it was an acquired taste. Monica seemed like she enjoyed it though, and of course, Yuri was utterly unfazed. Well, I could understand Yuri's reaction. Monica's was a little surprising. Maybe it's just how different people react. I can see alcohol's appeal though. I suppose if you drink it in moderation and in a specific in a social situation, it can be an effective way to promote a relaxed mood. As I'm thinking of something to say, Sayuri speaks up. Monica, are you going to run the club next year too? Well, I mean, I'd like to. But next year is going to be even more stressful than this one, at least for me. Well, with those university exams. It would be a real shame if we didn't have the club to look forward to next year, though. Yeah, that'd suck! Not that we mean to pressure you or anything. Monica laughed softly. Don't worry about that. It's only natural that you're all feeling this way. Well, if my other commitments grow to be a little too demanding, I think a promotion could be in order. You mean... Yep. If I'm not around as much as I need to be, then you can run the club next year, Sayuri. You're an excellent vice president. Although, you have to work a little on your organization skills. Me? President? Hey, only if I can't commit, haha. Don't start feeding your inner megalomaniac just yet. Are you sure I'd be able to? When do you think you'd be a good president, Sayuri? Yeah, from what it's worth, you wouldn't be half bad, you know. Yuri nods in agreement. You guys are just saying that to be nice. Not at all, Sayuri. You said you didn't want any special treatment, remember? Yeah, plus I don't think it's even possible for Natsuki to give anyone special treatment. Thought I had a really big heart. Touche. I don't know, it's just, well, you're really good at it, Monica. And like you said, my organization is pretty bad. Plenty of time to work on it, though. And besides, you've always been a really good people person. You're much better than I am at dealing with conflict. Give yourself some credit, Sayuri. That's what I've been telling her for the past 3 months. Welcome to my life. You guys really think I could run the club? We wouldn't be saying it if it weren't true. Yeah, I don't just say what people want to hear. Sayuri is silent for a moment. It must be a little overwhelming for her, especially given how she's hearing praise from all of us. Thanks, guys. That really means a lot. If it comes to it, I won't let you down, Monica. Glad to hear. You know, will we be friends when we finish school? When we're all at university, miles away from each other? Sayuri looks at everyone, wearing an expression that's a mix between hope and uncertainty. I'd certainly like to think so, yes. Everyone here means a lot to me. I wouldn't like to lose that we have. Couldn't agree more. When I first joined, I was a little surprised at how different everyone was. Not just in terms of literature tastes, but also personalities. Everyone was pretty much united under one goal, to share and enjoy poems together. I can't see that unity disappearing anytime soon. Yeah, and the club has always been a place where I could read manga and enjoy it, knowing that people won't judge me for it. Nizuki's input surprises me a little. I never expected her to join in on the rather sentimental mood, but hey, I'm definitely not complaining. It's funny you mention that, Natsuki, because Yuri feels the same way, the club being somewhere she can be herself, free from judgment. For all I used to think you guys were polar opposites, you've actually got a pretty large common ground. Both Yuri and Natsuki look surprised at Monika's insight. Now that Monika brought it up, I can really see that her point is valid. Well, perhaps we're a little more alike than I ever would have thought, Natsuki.
Kinda weird how that works, huh? Natsuki grins at her, and Yuri tentatively smiles back. Man, they've really come a long way since I first joined.
Aw, see, this is the stuff I love seeing when we're all together. Everyone getting along and realizing how much they mean to each other.
Geez, Sayuri, don't get ahead of yourself.
Although, going back to your question, Sayuri, truthfully, you can't predict the future. There's no telling what things will be like in 2 years' time. I honestly think that we'd all still be friends, but if anyone's guess... Yeah, that's true. Well, look at it this way. If our friendship has taught me anything, it's that if people were destined to stay friends, life will stay that way, no matter what. So what if we're all at different universities all over the country? It's super easy to stay connected these days, you know, what with trains and all. Yuri nods in agreement. I think it's safe to say that we'll be here for one another. Right?
There's a general murmur of agreement, which warms my heart. You guys better not forget to visit me, you know.
Oh, my apologies, Natsuki. We didn't mean for the conversation to exclude you.
Natsuki waves away her apology. You don't have to say sorry for that, dummy. It's a given that you guys should be talking about that stuff. Well, when I'm in my final year, you guys won't be here.
I don't see why we couldn't visit you whenever we could, Natsuki. Yeah, I'm sure we'd be able to. As Mal said, we're all rather connected. Plus, I imagine it would be nice to visit our hometown teachers again.
Natsuki is looking at the floor. She looks like she's struggling to say something. If I had to guess, it's probably a form of gratitude. She's never been great with that.
Okay, good. Because, well, I know I haven't said it as much as you guys, but I've had a lot of fun this year too, with everyone here. So yeah, thanks guys. You especially, Monica. I know we kind of don't always agree on stuff, but you've been a great president. Yeah, I agree with Natsuki. The club wouldn't be what it is without all the hard work you pour into it. Sorry for not saying how much I appreciate you any earlier. I've always been kind of bad with that. I suppose I'm guilty of the same thing. But now feels like the best time to say it, I suppose. Thank you for everything.
Couldn't agree more with the girls. Thanks to you, I was able to experience something I desperately needed this year. Friendship. And indirectly, a girlfriend.
So we have Monica to blame for all the mushy stuff between you and Sayuri?
I mean, Sayuri as well, but sure. We all share a laugh.
Ah, that's okay. Better late than never.
She laughs softly.
It hasn't been an easy run, or juggle against everything else going on in my life, but I can say it's been 100% worth it.
She picks up the wine bottle and pours a healthy measure into the glass. The bottle is then offered to everyone else, and we do the same.
So let's share a toast. Here's to another year of the Literature Club. Another year!
We all clink glasses together and take a sip. With the sun shining and a warm glow that the wine has ignited within me, the feel of Sayuri in my arms and the content, relaxed atmosphere around us, it's bliss, and I couldn't be any happier. A little while later, the sun has started to set. A general air of drowsiness has started to creep in. We started to make our way back home. I'm still in high spirits. Today was such a good day.
Well, I'll see everyone later. I really enjoyed today, Sayuri. Thanks for suggesting it. That's okay. Yeah, it was nice seeing you guys. Later.
As everyone heads off, Yuri speaks up.
I should probably get going as well.
As Sayuri and I move to join her, Yuri shakes her head.
It's okay. You two have already done so much for me. And after today, I think I'll be okay. So enjoy the rest of your evening, okay? I'll see you later.
She smiles a warm smile and walks off. I'm glad she's feeling better. That makes two of us.
I guess I didn't realize just how much the club means to them, huh? Yeah.
Anyway, it's getting late. We should head back. As we settle down in the bed, I feel myself drift away into the dream world. Or at least I would if Sarah didn't break the silence.
Malls?
If you're asking me for a favor which involves me having to physically move, then that's a no, Sarah.
No, I was just going to ask. Are you doing anything tomorrow?
Not to my knowledge, no. Why?
Oh, no reason.
It's immediately apparent that she's up to something. I'm too afraid to push it, though, so instead I just go along with whatever it is. Fair enough, then.
Oh, I need to, sort some stuff out tomorrow, so could you pick me up from my house at about 4?
I narrow my eyes at her before realizing she can't see in the dark. Sure.
Thank you.
Sometimes you make absolutely no sense, but I've grown not to question it. Good night, Sayuri.
Good night.
It's break time. It's pre-break time. It's time to take a break. I'll see everyone in a couple minutes. I am back, everybody. Hope you didn't miss me too much. Stream a bit more. Alright. As I open my eyes and slowly grow more awake, I'm suddenly aware of warmth on my chest. Saria somehow managed to contort herself so that she's lying diagonally across my body, with her head planted firmly on my upper body. I can feel the warmth of her breath through the fabric of my pajamas. Only Sayuri can manage to fall asleep like this. Typical girl. I can't help but smile when I gently stroke on the back of her head. Her hair has always been very soft and pleasant to the touch. As I move my hand towards my face to scratch into my nose, Sayuri suddenly mumbles. Put your hand back in your hair? Sorry, I don't speak pillow. I'll take that as a yes, though. Feels really good. You're really like a cat, you know that? A beautiful blue-eyed cat with lovely hair. Okay, that sounded a bit weird, didn't it? Just a bit. Wow. She jerks upright as I poke her in the ribs. She's always been sensitive to that. Moles, I was so comfy. Sorry. I pull her towards me. Here, you can use me as a pillow again. She grumbles, but eventually settles down once more. You make a really good pillow. Thanks. I've been training my entire life in the Human Pillow Championships. I only got 3rd place last time, so it's nice to know I'm doing better now. At this proximity, I can literally feel the vibrations from her laughter on my own skin. Stop making me laugh. I'm trying to sleep. I don't know, Sayuri. If my pillow could make me laugh, I'd be mighty impressed. Maybe you should be a little more appreciative. Gosh. It's rude to keep a girl from her beauty sleep, Moles. Why would you need beauty sleep? You're perfect the way you are. Bam! Got him! Okay, even though I said that, I have to admit, that was pretty smooth. Since when do you have such a charming side? 4 seconds ago, roughly. Better late than never, though, right? Yuri yawns, and Sayuri yawns and stretches, sitting up once more. Even with her hair plastered all over her face, and her eyes still riddled with sleep, I don't think it's possible for her to look bad. Something on my face? Just admiring how beautiful you are. Wow. How am I meant to reply to that? By flailing, so that I get to further admire how cute you are. You're such a meanie. But I'm complimenting you. Would you rather I said you look like an ostrich or something? Well, ostriches are pretty cool. Okay, but if people think I'm a weirdo for calling you my ostrich in public, I'm blaming you. She bursts out laughing. I kind of want to see that now that you just said it. I roll my eyes. You must be the only girl on the planet who'd rather be called an African flightless bird than a beautiful or cute. Yep, but don't forget, you chose me. Let's just go make breakfast. So what's this mystery plan you've got lined up for today? Oh, that! Well, I want to keep it a surprise. But you've already told me that you've got something planned, so that's kind of a giveaway in itself. Oops! Well, you still don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, we've got a bit of time until we have to go. What should we do? Fancy watching anime? We've been playing games a lot recently. Figured it'd be a nice change. I don't really know any, but sure. Awesome. That was super confusing. Yeah, time-traveling plotlines can be pretty perplexing. I heard they're really hard to write well. This show pulls it off pretty well, though. Was it just me? Though that red-haired girl kind of reminded you of Natsuki. I can see it. She glances at the clock. Oh, I need to go and get ready soon. You're preparing for something like this? Keeping it a secret? You haven't been abducted by the Yakuza, have you? No, but that'd be kind of fun. Something tells me that Sayuri doesn't know much about Japanese gangsters. Oh, by the way, you don't have any dress shirts, do you? Yeah, I do. I think you'd look really nice if you wore one today. So what you're really saying is that wherever we're going has a smart dress code. She doesn't answer. Anyway, I'll see you soon. She puts her plates away and heads to the door, leaving me to contemplate what she just said. I open my wardrobe and shift through my clothes. It's been a while since I've had to wear a dress shirt. It's not something I normally wear, but I could tell that Sayuri was getting it. I guess it's hard to tell. I guess it's kind of hard to tell me what to wear when the whole thing is meant to be a surprise. Still, I reckon this one will do nicely. I pack a hoodie in my backpack too, just in case. After freshening up, I stand in front of the mirror, nervously checking how I look. I get the feeling we're going to some kind of restaurant, although I can't imagine why. It's not like today is Valentine's Day or anything like that. Makes for some nice variety, at least. Either way, I want to look nice. Well, it looks like it's time to meet her. After trying to smoothen my hair one last time, I head out. Sayuri is already there by the time I arrive at her house. Hey! Wow, Sayuri, you look like an ostrich? Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Moles. I'm glad you like it. You've always looked really nice, but this is something else. Earth to Moles. Oh, sorry. Someone's getting into the spirit of the day. She giggles and loops her hand within mine. I can smell her perfume, which only adds to her allure. You look really handsome, by the way.
Like one of those fancy spies. Don't overdo it. But where are we going? You'll see. Here we are. We're sitting in front of a fancy-looking restaurant. Looks like my hunch was correct. Oh, no way. What? This is the exact restaurant I was going to take you on Valentine's Day. Really? Yeah. Did you get the recommendation from Monica by any chance? I sure did, and I'm guessing you did too. She nods, giggling. Wow, what are the chances? I guess we really do think alike. So that explains your dress and why you asked me to wear a smart shirt. It all makes sense now. Sorry, it was really hard to tell you about the dress code while trying to keep the whole thing a secret. That must have sounded so awkward. Nah, I get your reasoning. Besides, I'm really hungry, so let's just head in. Man, Monica wasn't wrong with her descriptions of this place. The first thing I notice is the warm, cozy atmosphere it radiates, accompanied by some pleasant jazz. Suri seems impressed as well, given how much she's gushing over how the restaurant looks. As a waiter comes over to tend to us, I make a mental note to thank Monica the next time I see her. All of this stuff looks so tasty. Although I don't know what half of it is. Then how do you know it's tasty? Sixth Sense! I don't know that a movie about ghosts taught you about food. Not ghosts, silly. I know. Just messing. Are you going to have a starter? I think I'll try the Chawanamushi. I'm gonna go with that. Chawanamushi with shrimp. Wasn't aware that you like shrimp that much, but okay. It's not every day I get to come here, so I figured it'd be a good idea to try something new. Not a bad idea, actually. I'll do the same. I think I'll go for the yakitori. So, excuse me. You're probably wondering why I took you here today. It probably came across as random. Yeah, a little. I don't mind, though. Well, I was thinking about Valentine's Day. I felt kind of bad. We didn't get to do anything on that day, just because I wasn't really feeling up to it. So I wanted to make it up to you. You didn't have to make anything up to me, Sayori. But I did. You were looking forward to spending the day with me, and I just told you to leave me alone. There was a reason for that, though. I didn't want to force anything, and besides, it's not like you chose to have a bad day, was it? Well, no, but... So don't worry about it. I have much preferred you have a nice romantic evening together when you felt in the mood for one. Forcing one because it was Valentine's is a pretty bad idea anyway. The food here is great, by the way. Looks like Monica really knows her stuff, huh? The Chawanamushi is so good. You know, it might be worth learning how to cook, given how much you love food and how much I love seeing a smile on your face. It might be something I have to look into. You know, for the future. She blushes slightly. Speaking of which, I've been thinking about the future. Our future. It might be a bit early, though. Nah, it's pretty natural, right? I have those thoughts from time to time as well. What do you think we'll be when we finish high school? Assuming you haven't gotten bored of me by then? Malls, I'd never get bored of you. Kidding. In reality, well, I'd like to think we'd still be together, you know? Yeah, we've only been a couple for what now? 2 months? But honestly, it feels a lot longer. Probably because we've known each other for so long, right? I take a bite of my food. It's really good. That's probably it. Yeah. I think we've got really lucky in that respect. I read somewhere that the best relationships tend to form when two people are best friends before they start dating. Why do you think that is? Probably because they get to know each other really well before they get into a relationship, right? They know what their parents' likes and dislikes, along with their hobbies and interests and values. And because friends argue, fall out, and make up, each person would know how to handle the other when they fight, which would be really useful when dating them. Plus, it also gives them a long time for their feelings to grow. Nothing is rushed or anything. Something you've given it some thought. I like to think about these things. It really helps to keep the peace. Ah, I never thought of that. You can't really keep people happy if you don't understand them, right? Yep. You're pretty perspective and smart. I've always enjoyed that about you. Really? Well, let's take the incident where you forgot your gloves back in November. It was a pretty clever way to get me to hold your hand. And it worked, too. I don't know what it is about the crafty side of you that's so alluring. Perhaps it's because I never know when it's going to strike. So it always keeps me on my toes. There's always been much more to you than meets the eye, I guess. It's a bit devious, but it's kind of fun to play with people like that. Which is why it's all the more rewarding when I manage to get you back. We always try to one-up each other, something that's stayed with us since high school. What I love the most is that's our unique little in-joke. In-game? I don't know what the wording would be. Yeah, definitely. I really enjoy it too. It's our own little thing that no one can ever take away from us. Precisely. Sari pushes her empty plate away from her. Unlike many times before, she didn't just wolf down her meal as fast as possible, nor did she take a remarkably long amount of time to eat it. It looks like her appetite is a lot more consistent these days. Can I see their dessert menu? Only if you promise that you won't buy the entire thing. I can't make that promise, sorry. I hand over the menu, her eyes light up as she scans the options. How can you even fit any more food in? Your main looks really filling. Dessert doesn't go to the stomach, Malls, it goes to the heart. That may be the dumbest thing you've ever said, but also profound. Oh look, they have chocolate cake, and it comes with vanilla ice cream, and sprinkles. You know what?
You've got me in the dessert mood now. Let's have 2. After a while, we finish our meal, and the waiter comes over with the bill. Ouch. Well, at least you get what you pay for here. As I pull out my wallet, Sayori intervenes.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
I'm paying.
There's no way I'm letting you pay for this alone, Moles. It's okay. Mom left me some money. That's not the point, silly. You already do so much for me, so this time I want to give something back to you.
But I don't want you to pay for the entire thing either. It's hardly cheap.
Nuh-uh, not this time.
I open my mouth to argue, but Sayori's resolution holds firm.
Okay,
If you insist. She smiles sweetly.
I do.
We pay the bill and stand up to leave. I find a way to slip some yen into her pocket when she isn't looking.
Wow, look at the stars, Moles.
She's shivering. A given, really, due to the temperature and the wind. The dress she's wearing probably doesn't help. Luckily, I came prepared. I pull out the hoodie from my backpack. Standing behind her, I help her into it. Once I'm done, I hug her close to me and plant a kiss on the back of her neck. They might look beautiful, Sayori, but they have nothing on you. And thank you.
Oh, for paying? It's nothing. I just didn't want...
Not for that. Thank you for taking a chance on me, for letting me back into your life, and letting me help you. I keep talking about how much I've done for you, but I don't think I've told you how much you've done for me. You gave me something to look forward to each and every morning, even on days where we didn't spend time together. Just seeing you, if only for a minute, was enough to make my day better. It's all thanks to you that I was introduced to a world of poetry and a club filled with friendship. I didn't realize just how badly I was missing friendship in my life until that fateful day when you let me walk with you to school all those months ago. If it weren't for you, I would have probably spent my last 2 years of high school alone, becoming more and more of a NEET by the day. You've made such a positive change to my life, but I can't thank you enough for that. Aw, Malls. But there's so much more than that. Seeing your eyes shine when you laugh, seeing your nose scrunch up when you're thinking about something, hearing you laugh, reminiscing about the good old days. A day never goes by where I don't consider myself the luckiest guy on the planet, all because a girl as beautiful and amazing as you are considers me her boyfriend. You know, and this is something that I experienced personally, and it was a mutual thing between me and my partner. But it's like we knew each other for so long that when we started going out, the like intense displays of like emotion like this, like the intense of like I'm so lucky. It was actually really weird and awkward. And after like the first couple times we both tried, we kind of just stopped because it was weird. And I don't know, we just don't do it. We don't do it. And it's fine. I like it that way. I feel really like embarrassed when I do it. I mean, it's not that we never say anything nice to each other or anything. Don't get me wrong. It's just it's not quite as heart-poury as this. At least not very often. There's this guy. It's like every other fucking day that this guy is giving a fucking emotional spiel. A day never goes by where I don't consider myself the blah 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 blah. I don't know what to say. It's okay, Sayori. You don't have to say anything. I just wanted to let you know how much you mean to me, because you honestly are my world. I love hearing you laugh. I love seeing you smile. I love how you're a daily part of my life now. But most importantly, it's now or never. I love you, Sayori. Well, that's it now. Those words have been spoken.
Really?
Really, really. I'm sorry if it came out of the blue or...
I love you too, Moles. I was scared that I'd say it too soon. I didn't want to scare you or anything.
I can't help but stifle a slight laugh. That's exactly how I've been feeling. We really are on the same wavelength. She reaches up to wipe a few happy tears away.
It feels so good to finally be able to say it.
It does. It really, really does. She turns around to face me with tears in her eyes. She slowly leans her face towards mine, and we share a kiss. A kiss feels entirely different to any other kiss we shared before. It's because we both finally exclaimed our love for each other? Or because we're doing the stereotypical thing of kissing each other under the moonlight? Who knows? We break apart, but our faces remain close. Shuri's voice is lowered to a whisper, and her eyes remain closed. She's still shivering a bit, but she carries on regardless.
I can't believe we're actually in this situation right now. I had dreams about this moment, where we get to say those 3 words.
We open our eyes at the same time.
I was so scared that this would feel wrong, or that it wouldn't match my expectations. I think that's another reason why I was scared of saying it too early. But I'm so glad that we waited for the right moment.
Me too, Sayori. It's all been worth it. She laughed softly. I knew there was something about you, back when we first laid eyes on each other all those years ago.
You always made me feel warm and fuzzy inside, and that never changed, no matter how many years had passed. It took me a long time to realize my feelings, and they were confusing. I didn't know why I'd find myself smiling for no reason. And even though the rain clouds were there, no matter how hard it rained, they could never put out that tiny little ember. The tiny little ember that was you, which was always there, and I was...
Well, it looks like Mother Nature doesn't care in the slightest for romance. The cold winds, which were fairly dormant, have suddenly burst to life. Maybe we continue this at home, don't worry.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
I laugh and pull her close to me, trying to warm her up. One speedy power walk later, we're both back home, savoring the warmth of the room. Luckily, the atmosphere hasn't been disrupted too much. Ah, that's much better. Now, what were you saying? She walks up to me, puts her hands on my face. Her thumb slowly massages my chin, and her other hand goes out to stroke my hair.
I was so scared to fall in love. When you told me you liked me, I had no idea how to respond. And as you saw, I panicked. She smiles ruefully. But things are different now. You helped me realize that I was okay to take that chance. That maybe, just maybe, my own happiness isn't something I should hate. Things aren't entirely perfect, but I'm happy with where I'm at now.
You should be, Sari. You've been so brave, and you've overcome so much.
And it's all because of you. You were that little ember, but you grew into a roaring fire, a fire that refused to be put out.
She kisses me once more. To my surprise, she uses her tongue again. Immediately, my heart begins to race. I'm very aware of what the atmosphere was like the last time we kissed like this, and this time there's no one around to interrupt us. I kiss Sari back as passionately. That hunger, that sense of urgency, it's all flooding back to the both of us.
I need you, Moles.
Goosebump rumped over my arms.
And there's so much more that I could say, but I think that there's a better way of showing how I feel.
I can hardly hear over the sound of my heart thumping in my chest. Is this really happening?
Are you sure?
My reply is barely a whisper, but the conviction and assurance are so strong, it's almost like she shouted it.
Yes.
Tentatively, her hands start picking at the buttons of my shirt. Her fingers feel warm and soft against my upper body, and I watch with almost bated breath as she undoes each button. Eventually, she undoes the last one and helps me slide the shirt off. I take a deep breath, savoring how her hands feel on my bare chest.
Are you okay with this?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just really nervous.
Me too.
She turns around, exposing the zipper on the back of her dress. Wordlessly, I do what I'm expected to do. Before I pull the zipper down, I kiss her slowly across the back of her neck, causing her to moan lightly. Just be told, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. But, from the sounds, I guess it's okay. When the zipper is free, Sari is able to wiggle out of her dress, and far away, part of me understands why she was so cold. With the dress off, the only thing she's left on is her underwear. I can't help but stare at the sight in front of me. I've never seen Sari in this state before. Censored. Yeah, censor nudity is on. Thank fuck.
You're staring.
I swallow. Can you blame me? You look amazing. She blushes. The flush of red in her face matches her underwear. As she fumbles for my belt. Oh, God, these are so hard. This is hard to read. Here we go. I have to remind myself this is really happening. The girl that I've loved since we were kids is practically naked, standing in front of me, undoing my belt. As the belt comes undone, I wriggle out of my trousers. I know we're both standing in just our underwear, both aware of what's about to happen. We share another kiss, with the majority of our clothes off. The tentative longing we've been emanating, along with the feel of Sari's breasts on my chest. Okay. I'm just realizing now that the door to the room is open, so I'm just, you know. Just in case. Just to be safe. There's a tender feel of intimacy in the situation that we're both reveling in. It contrasts against the sense of urgency in the moment. With shaking fingers, I lean towards Sayori's back. I fiddle around with the straps of her bra, but as expected, I have no clue how to undo it. She lets out a slight giggle. Having trouble? It's not like undoing a bra is something I have experience with. Why are these things like a damn Rubik's Cube?
They aren't.
Here, all you have to do is unhook it like this. My breath catches in my throat as it finally comes undone. I pull back so I'm in front of her once more. In one fluid motion, her bra comes free. Wow, you look beautiful. She giggles shyly as she covers herself up with her arms. Sorry, I know they aren't as big as Yuri's are. I take her by surprise. I start kissing her neck, an area that seems to be feeling a little more daring. I keep going further down. Before you know it, I'm gently caressing her breasts with my hands, while my tongue gently glides over them. That's bold for first time. That's bold. All the while, I'm planting passionate kisses over her chest, causing her moans to grow louder. It doesn't matter. They're just great the way they are. My hands are gently caressing my hair as I continue kissing her. Once I started, it's almost impossible to stop. The sexual urges that have been kept at bay since our first tickle fight finally have free reign, and damned if I'll stop them. All of my senses are being stimulated right now. The strangely enticing smell of her pheromones, along with the allure of her taste, the sound of her moans, the sight of her body. It's almost a sensory overload, but it's not unpleasant in the slightest. I stand up and look her in the eyes. Wordlessly, she slips off the final article of clothing on her body, and I follow suit. Now we're both truly exposed. I should feel vulnerable, after all. Who wouldn't when they're naked? You know, just in case something goes wrong with the sensor setting, and I have to Alt F4 really quickly. I'm gonna safety save. The silence stretches on for what feels like much longer as we take the sight of each other in. The gentle curve of her hips, the smooth allure of her skin, how perky and shapely her breasts are, along with the enduring, shy expression on her face. This might have been her idea, but it's clear that she's just as envious as I am. Wait, I don't think that's the right word I used. Just nervous. Just as nervous as I am. Most of all, actually seeing her like this, in such an exposed, intimate state, there's a slight air of awkwardness, but I guess this is a given. At least we can share the awkwardness with each other. Wait, I don't have any, you know. She nods wordlessly and reaches into the pocket of her dress, pulling out a foil package. I raise an eyebrow.
What? I just like to plan ahead a little.
I decide not to press it, given the situation we're in. After fumbling around for a few minutes, we're set. At this point, my already raging hormones have decided to take over. I gently push her down towards the bed, with my lips never once separating from hers. She understands my intentions and wordlessly complies, slowly sinking down. I sink down with her, resting so that my elbows are on either side of her, with my hands on either side of her face. My weight rests on my elbows as I slowly maneuver myself so I'm positioned.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Why did I decide to play this and have to read it out loud where people can watch it and look back and see me reading it? Oh, God.
I'm tenderly thumbing her cheeks as I do so. Her eyes flutter open and closed. Eventually, I'm at what I think is the right spot. She gives me the tiniest nods. It's small, but I can read what it says. I'm ready. Doing my best to... Nope, not gonna make that joke. Nope. Doing my best to ignore how loudly my heart is beating. I start to slowly...
insert myself into her. Do I even need to read this? Like, you can see it. You can read it. You see what this is.
She immediately gasps. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I just didn't know what to expect. I can stop if you'd like. She closes her eyes once more, breathing in heavily. No, it's fine. Keep going. She wraps her arms around my neck and smiles up at me. It's okay. I nod back at her, assuming my
I can't do it. I can't do it. It's so cringy. That's worse. That's so much worse. Why?
I'm not. Sayuri moans with satisfaction, squirming slightly underneath me. As I push further, her moans grow louder. I'm all the way inside her at this point, and the feeling has grown stronger and stronger. Sayuri slowly starts moving her hips to match the rhythm that I'm using. Her movements sync perfectly with mine, causing my breathing to become ragged. I've never expected anything remotely as satisfying as this in my entire life. All the while, Sayuri's chest is gently heaving up and down. Goosebumps are visible on the surface of her skin, and there's a flush visible on her face. She's biting her lips in pleasure, the sight of which spurs me on to try going a little faster. Ah, that's incredible. Every push inside her feels like heaven. Clearly, it's not just me feeling this way, as I can feel Sayuri's nails rake down my back. It doesn't hurt or anything, and I'm glad that she's enjoying this just as much as I am. Eventually, I feel some kind of build-up. I know it's coming, and with each thrust, I can feel my limit rapidly drawing near. Why do I do this to myself? Why? Sorry, there's no stopping now. I finally surrender. For a few moments, I lose control of my body as the waves of pleasure grow to dizzying levels. Sayuri also cries out as her body shudders as well. In that moment, we both lose control, surrendering ourselves to nature. For a moment, there's silence, broken only by the sounds of our panting. I roll off Sayuri.
That's always, like, the worst way to describe it. Oh, yeah, I roll off. Ugh.
A light sheen of sweat is coating the both of us, but not surprising, given the intense body heat we were sharing. I sit up briefly to dispose of the condom, as Sayuri slips her underwear back on. I guess she's still a little self-conscious. I smile tenderly at her, and she snuggles up to me. Particularly after our climax, it feels incredibly intimate to have her this close to me. I don't know how to break the silence. Luckily, Sayuri does it for me.
Moles.
I love you. I love you too, Sayuri. That was incredible. She giggles softly. It really was. Silence again. It's not uncomfortable, though. I'm trying to rack my brains for what I want to say the most. I think this has been the best day of my life so far. Mine too, Moles. Mine too. The dreamy tone in her voice makes me smile. Oh, Sayuri. You're perfect, literally. There isn't a single thing I'd change about you. She opens her mouth to protest. On instinct, I know what she's going to say. Yes, even your depression.
I've been so proud of you. You've come such a long way. Rumping up to me, agreeing to again, we did this already. This is the biggest thing with this fucking game is like you repeat yourself, and I get it. You're in a romantic situation. You want to say the nice things, but come on, vary it up a little. I'm so happy that I'm able to have you by my side. I know we've only been together for 2 months, but it's honestly, it feels a lot longer. It's a silence for a moment. I don't know what to say, Moles. I really don't. Except thank you, and I love you. I couldn't have imagined doing any of this without you. You're the best boyfriend a girl could ever ask for. I'm nothing special. It's you who. No, you really are, Moles. You're just too modest to see it. You've always been so caring and loving towards me. Since day one, you've always made it your mission to put a smile on my face. Something you've always succeeded at. You're the sunshine of my life, the light that's been there to guide me through my darkest days. Something that I'll always be grateful for. You haven't just given me a reason to smile. No, you gave me something I thought I'd ever lost. You gave me hope. Actual, genuine hope. That maybe, just maybe, things might be okay. Is that the end? Did we do it? Did we beat the game? It feels weird to end on sex. I almost feel like it's a little anticlimactic, personally. Yeah, I know the game is about the romance that you do, right? And that's in part to be expected. But the thing with me is if I was gonna close this game out, and it's kind of my problem with the mod in general, it's especially in the later sections, there wasn't enough focus on the club, and it just became the hyper focus on the girl you picked, and that's to be expected. There's supposed to be a bit more of a focus on the girl you picked, but I really feel like there should have been more of the club, or even any of the side characters, because they're cool. You just barely see any of them. So I would say that I would have had another scene after this, like maybe their graduation or something, so that you could have a goodbye with the whole cast instead of just the one character. And it's not even that they particularly said goodbye; they just had sex. It's so maybe I just have a skewed perception, because most visual novels I've played don't end in sex. Sex usually is like end of Act 2, and then you move on and you close off the other stories, because I don't think oh, that's cute. That's really cute. But I don't think the build up to a whole story should just be sex, personally. Yeah, there I am, generic anime boy. I do like it. I'm coming off as really harsh here. I did like it. I just wish there was more of the club and that friendship between the five of them. Like it kind of feels like Yuri's thing gets really brushed off, and like I know you do her arc and you deal with your problems in her arc by making those decisions, but I feel like each route, each arc needs to stand up on its own and not have to rely on you doing the others for the individual closure. Because in this timeline, in the Sayuri timeline, you don't get that closure. You would just get theoretical, like, overarching closure from the game, but within each of the individual things, there's stuff that's kind of left. And I feel like that's a bit of a missed opportunity. And, like, I'm not saying you have to, like, solve all the girls' problems in every route. That would be ridiculous, and it would make them really repetitive. What I'm saying is that they should have more of the friendship between the group, and have that, like, the events, Halloween, Christmas, and the picnic, are the best parts of this game, in my opinion. And the whole first act, where you're just going to the club and sharing poems and writing the poems, that's the best part of this game. And I feel like it loses that towards the hyper-focus. And again, I like Sayuri, and I like the dating, it's cute. I just feel like it gets too hyper focused on that you don't get to see the rest, and there's not a lot of conclusion. A lot of characters just kind of feel like they're there, like Emmy and the not the student council president, I don't think, the class rep with the twin tails, the teacher, the mom. It feels like they're there and like they do stuff, but they exist around you. They don't feel like there's a story around them as much as there should be. I'm wondering if there's like a guide and there's like an extra ending that I missed or something. I'm gonna have to look at a guide or something. I don't know. Like, I did like it. I overall really enjoyed and had a lot of fun in my time with this game, especially playing it with you guys. It was a lot of fun to do this with you. I just can't help but wish there was just a little more, you know? I just want to see if there's anything. I wanna browse local files. I'm just making sure. And then you hit new game, right? And then you never get to close off with this either. Maybe they're in the Monica scenes. Let's take a quick look at those real quick. I'm just going through to see if there's any. I'll check this stuff out like legitimately later. But I want to see if there's like a supernatural thing. Man, this is okay. I don't think so. I'm gonna go to the website real quick. Like, I did like it. I can't stress that enough. I think it's good. I think you should go play it, honestly. I just feel like it came out a little anticlimactic. Didn't get a bad ending. Alright, I'm gonna look into this some more. That's the stream for today. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed Doki Doki Blue Skies. We'll maybe continue with the other one, with the other routes in the future. Maybe see what the bad end gets us. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you. I don't know if tomorrow, but probably Sunday or Monday at the latest. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Oh, actually, I won't be streaming alone again for a little bit, but I'll be streaming with Gigabit Gaming, most likely Dead Space, in the near future. So look forward to that. I'll see you guys later.